to 60 to the Phoenix Mercury, but both Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald left the game with injuries. Sophie Cunningham led the team in scoring with 18 points in her return to Phoenix. It was the last game of a 4-game road trip out west for the Fever. They are back home to face Chicago tomorrow night. Now a check of traffic. Good morning, Matt Baer.
What's happening, Jared? Looking at southbound 6570 crash in Michigan Street blocking the left lane, and traffic is stopped into the north split. That also backs up westbound 70 from Rural and inbound 65 from 21st. North assigned crash eastbound 465 at Meridian. Right lane closed, traffic jam past Ditch Road, and right now a delay time of 7 minutes. Then on the east side, northbound 465 crash before East 56th Street, and the left shoulder is blocked. Traffic sponsored by Aleve. Traffic and body pain can slow you down, but don't let the pain stop you. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Use as directed. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Sunny, hot, and humid for your Friday. Today's high 89. Feels like temperatures into the mid-90s. Clear and muggy overnight, a low of 70. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall Casey starts now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Well, boy, howdy, Case, do we have a lot to get to today.
You know what, Rob? I just want to start off by saying I'm exhausted today. 24 years ago today, I had a baby. And I'm still getting over it.
And you never thought you would be as exhausted as you were in that moment, and then you joined the Kendall and Casey show. And childbirth seemed quite easy compared to that.
Seriously. So happy birthday to my daughter.
That's awesome.
I know she's not listening and she can't hear unless she's on the internet, but I'm thinking of her today. And speaking of her, many people know, we've discussed it, that she was diagnosed with a disease in the past couple of years. She would be mortified to know that I was speaking about this publicly. She is in remission. However, she is having, some tests done. And I will be taking a few days off coming up to go to Baltimore to be with her. Just wanted to put that out there. If you notice that I'm missing from the show for a few days next week, that is why.
Well, and that brings us to something we have to address off the top of the program. Now, I was elated to hear this because Jim Kehoe is my favorite all-time Kendall and Casey fill-in guy, and now we get him back.
Hopefully, he'll be back on the air with us on a fill-in basis. He resigned from his position with the Lieutenant Governor's office yesterday voluntarily. He was not asked to resign, and this is just one of those life update things. We normally wouldn't even mention this, but because he has filled in and everyone knows we're married, and we're just being transparent and honest here.
Very good. All right, so there is that. Now, we have a big announcement related to the AI, the allegations of AI porn being viewed in the Lieutenant Governor's office that we're going to bring you at 9:30 today. And the theme for our show today, Casey, is just because someone hasn't come forward publicly that you've seen doesn't mean they haven't come forward. And so we will fill everybody in on what we know coming up at 9:30. Now,
Okay.
in the meantime,
Yeah.
lots of stuff going on in the Indiana State House. The vice president was here yesterday, and nothing, Casey, says transparency and above board like slamming doors in reporters' faces for asking questions, going behind closed doors, and quickly sprinting out from where you came.
Big black
Or
curtain.
back to where you came.
A big black curtain in front of the governor's office. So apparently Governor Mike Braun was non-committal about calling a special session on redistricting Indiana's congressional maps.
So let's just kind of reset for everyone. I assume most people who are listening to this program are highly attuned to what's going on with Indiana politics and government. But the Vice President, J.D. Vance, was here yesterday. He met with Governor Clueless and the Flanders boys, Rod Bray, the pro tem of the Senate, and Todd Houston, the Speaker of the House. And those guys, that is presumed that the majority of the meeting was about redistricting the state of Indiana to try to score at least one, perhaps two additional congressional districts. Now, Adam Wren from Politico and the Importantville. We love Adam. You know why we love Adam? Because he once said I was the most powerful broadcaster in the entire
yes,
state.
There's that.
His words, not mine. I was totally mortified and embarrassed to have such wonderful things bestowed upon me. But
Sure, you were.
Adam is a national reporter and best known in Politico, and he will be with us later today, 10 o'clock. In fact, Adam will be with us. He talked to Mitch Daniels. There's a big expose. Mitch Daniels is very upset about what the Republicans are proposing to do. And he also got some insider information on exactly what took place yesterday. And one of the things I think Adam's going to go into is the actual people in that room. I'm saying Braun, Houston, Bray. I don't think they want any part of this. And if you look at the song they were singing just a week ago versus what Braun is now saying on television today, they are petrified. Bray, Houston, Braun. They are scared to death of Donald Trump. They are scared to death to get on the wrong side of Donald Trump. And I think Adam will probably confirm this coming up at 10 o'clock, that they're just going to do it. They're going to do whatever he wants. Even though Braun said on Hammer and Nigel, I think he said on Hammer and Nigel, I know he said it on Tony, that calling a special session was pointless when it was helping you with property taxes, when it was helping you have a better life. No, can't do that, doesn't do anything, no reason to do it. But when it comes to bettering the Republican Party, when it comes to rigging the electoral process to score additional seats in Congress, boy, howdy, sign us up for that. They are scared to death of Donald Trump, and it is more likely than not now this will happen.
So let's talk a little bit about the actual visit. So J.D. Vance, he entered the State House through a basement tunnel. The Indiana State Police were, holding reporters at bay, we'll say.
Well, wait a second. It's not like... This is not like it was a Taylor Swift concert broke out down there. Nobody was rushing the vice president. Sure. Everybody appeared to be very cordial, polite. Some people were shouting questions, which is normal, but it's not like anybody was hurling tomatoes at the guy.
No, that's true. Meeting was held behind closed doors, and then there was no press conference afterwards.
No, there is no transparency. Oh, and by the way, he allegedly went and did $1 million fundraiser afterwards. So a bunch of people got mad at me about this, and this is my favorite thing is people will bitch and they will moan and they will complain about the cost of everything. Everything's so expensive. And I will say to them, why do you think that is? Well, it's inflation. Well, what causes inflation? Well, the government printing money. Well, why does the government print money? Because they spend it on stupid stuff. They just keep spending money, which has to be printed to be paid for, which causes all your stuff to be more expensive. Oh, okay. Hey, Biden's president. Yeah, we got to throw him out. All that wasteful, horrible spending. The vice president of the United States took a trip halfway across the country with the full entourage of people, right? It's not like they send him with one security guy. He comes with the full entourage of people, plus what it costs the state of Indiana with all the state police there and all this other stuff. And the sole purpose of the trip was to rig maps in favor of his political party and do $1 million fundraiser for the Republican Party. How much do you think that cost? And this was not to help the people of America. This is not to better the people of Indiana. It was to help the Republican Party. Everything that guy did here yesterday on the taxpayer dime, both the state and federal taxpayer, was to help for political purposes, and we paid the tab for all of it. You want to know why? And I know people say, well, it was only so much, or it was that much. And people were getting mad at me for saying this. You can't be mad when one guy does it and does the stupid, wasteful spending, and then be like, well, I like the result on this, so I'm okay with this one.
Right.
This is why we're broke as a country. This is why we're $37 trillion in debt, because when our guy does it, or your guy does it, well, it's fine because it's a cause I like. And that's what yesterday was. It was a political exercise that the taxpayers fronted the bill for.
Andre Carson stated that redistricting attempts in Indiana are a power grab.
Sure, he's absolutely right. Now, don't shed any tears for Carson, because don't think, like, is he lamenting California? Is he out there ordering Gavin Newsom to cease and desist? Is he saying this is egregious that there's an actual commission that, I think it's in the state constitution in California. Carl, if Carl's listening in there, is it in the state constitution in California? I think they are so serious about the district maps there in California. Carl, you lived for years in California. Is producer Carl from the Tony Katz Show? It's in their actual constitution, right, in California, the redistricting people?
Yeah, that it was supposed to be nonpartisan, but I'm telling you, as a Californian, they gerrymandered like crazy.
Well, of course they do.
Maxine Waters represented my neighborhood in Hollywood, and her district was nowhere close to Hollywood.
Yeah, okay, but the point is, we're not even faking it anymore. California's not even faking it. Is Andre Carson or Frank Mervan, are they out screaming about, I mean, New York will probably do it. It's going to just happen everywhere. This is gross. Everybody's gross. The Republicans, the Democrats, they're rigging the electoral process. You are getting screwed. This is about them. It isn't about you. But hey, onward and upward.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
From red carpets to red states, actor Nick Searcy has seen it all. He starred in the FX TV show Justified and movies like The Fugitive and Castaway. But what he saw in Hollywood and Washington, D.C. changed everything. He'll join Tony Katz for one night of unfiltered stories, sharp insight, and a little bourbon on the side. From Hollywood to the heartland. Saturday, August 23rd at West Fork Whiskey Company. Brought to you by Premier Arms and Boer Remodeling. Tickets on sale now at WIPC.com.
Hey to all the grown-ups out there. So summer slowly fades and backpacks fill up again, and we know the school year can sometimes bring stress, but we want to encourage you from Life Church that God's word can bring peace. Isaiah 41 says, "Don't worry, I'm with you. Don't be afraid, I'm your God. I will make you strong and will help you." Whether it's the first day of kindergarten or senior year, know you're not alone. God is with you, and we will be praying for students, parents, and teachers too. Parents, you can do this. We will help you. LifeChurchIN.com.
Two of the best summertime traditions are back. The Indiana State Fair and the Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. This year featuring the key lime pie milkshake and the smoked Gouda Q grilled cheese with Gouda cheddar barbecue sauce on Texas toast. The Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. Open 9 to 9 at the Indiana State Fair, across from the Coliseum. Brought to you by American Dairy Association Indiana, your Hoosier Dairy Farm families. Find out more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.
Don't let that summer job go again because you don't have the right tools. At Quality Supply and Tool, now through September 26th, or while supplies last, there's a huge DeWalt sale going on. Buy select 20-volt bare tools and get a free 5-amp-hour battery. That's a $100 value. Buy a DeWalt 4-in-1 or 5-in-1 Tough System modular workstation and get two 2-drawer units free. That's more than a $200 value. Quality Supply and Tool has locations in Jeffersonville, Bloomington, West Lafayette, and South Harding Street in Indy. And Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box. Store.
Summer is here, and that means it's time for new flooring in your home. Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as 2 weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 North Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means getting more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Go to brothers-floorcovering.com. That's brothers-floorcovering.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Oh, this is the perfect song for this guy.
I thought you were going to be friends for a minute.
It's back, loser.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's perfect. I don't know if you meant to do that or not, but that was well done, Kevin.
Yeah, just trying to be thematic.
It's Kendall and Casey show. Rob Casey's here. Kevin as well. Okay, so I thought I turned an enemy into a frenemy yesterday for a brief moment in time.
So did I.
And then he rejected my... see, people are like, Rob is so unreasonable. And you saw the full back and forth. Did I not, with the gracious internet hand extended forward, offer to not only bury the hatchet with this guy, but if he just did a simple task, declare him I would throw the finest party Chuck E. Cheese has ever seen.
Chuck E. Cheese has ever seen. I think the task was too big of a lift.
Our old pal, the mayor of Lebanon, Mouthy Matt Gentry, he had posted something about redistricting, I think, right?
Yeah, he said, hot take, Indiana's current congressional maps are perfect. Indiana leaders should leave them as they are and not consider a mid-census redistricting.
Okay, so Mouthy Matt, for those who don't know, is the mayor of Lebanon. His father is one of the most connected Republicans in the entire state, one of the most powerful Republicans in the entire state, and they are uber connected into Braun world, up to and including that his father's former partner is Braun's chief of staff now. That's how they connected that whole thing is. And so I thought, well, if anybody could get through to the Brauns, it would be a Gentry. And so I had responded. I saw that, and you know how I feel about it. Like, these maps, again, we'll talk about this probably in the next segment, how two things cannot be true at the same time, right?
Yep.
And by the way, if you are just tuning in, coming up next segment, we're going to bring you some new information, very pertinent information on the allegations of AI porn being viewed and shared in the lieutenant governor's office. And but the point is, just a couple years ago, the state of Indiana, as they're required to do, crafted new congressional and state house and state senate maps. And the job of that, and they can go to a court if it's not, is to say we're making these maps at least the illusion of fair and equitable. Now, everybody does a little rigging in their favor. Every state, like, don't act like just because everybody does this, right? But you have to at least give the illusion, and then the legislature signs off on, hey, we've crafted fair maps. So the maps just a couple years ago were 7-2. We have an election. We've had multiple elections, I think, since those maps were complete. They have remained 7-2. And the world is moving just fine in Indiana, unlike Texas, who can at least hide behind, well, we've had massive population growth.
Sure.
Hasn't had
the
much.
excuse in Indiana?
So how could the maps have been fair just a couple years ago,
right?
But with no population change, now they're brutally unfair and we must change them. And it just so happens the way we're going to change them will be totally in favor of one political party. And so I responded to the mayor, his mayorness, Mouthy Matt.
Mayor Matt Gentry, when he said Indiana's current congressional maps are perfect. And you said...
I said, aw, crap, I agree with Gentry.
Right. And then he replied and said, I said it before and I'll say it again. We're not as different ideologically as you think we are. And I thought, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
There's an olive branch there.
I don't think he knows me all that well.
Oh, boy.
Because then I did say, and I don't have the thing in front of me, but I'm going off of memory here. I think I said something to the fact of, if you will simply reject the LEAP district, which
if you
is
denounce and abandon LEAP.
thank you. I forget. You're always so harsh with my words, Casey. Oh, that's me being harsh with my words. What did I say?
You denounce and abandon LEAP, and I'll throw us the finest Chuck E. Cheese party anybody's ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Because, of course, for those of you who don't know, I think most people do, but LEAP is this innovation, what do they call them, an innovation district or whatever. It was created by the shadow government, the quasi-government, Indiana Economic Development Corporation, to benefit, as I like to say, the city of Lebanon, basically at the expense of everybody else. And boy, howdy, a bunch of our money goes to fund development and expansion and profiteering, for lack of a better term, of some of the most powerful mega corporations in the world. They take money from you, poor and middle class people, and they give it or help facilitate development of some of the biggest, most powerful corporations in the world. See Eli Lilly being out there, and I think Facebook is supposed to go out there, et cetera. And so all I said, look, if we're so aligned, because Case, back me up with this, I'm pretty adamant against the IEDC and the LEAP district.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, so if we're not...
Many people are.
If we're not that different, then if you just denounce, and in celebration, I would try to book the whole restaurant there at the Chuck E. Cheese
party. Well, and then it fell apart.
Yeah.
Seemed like you were on the same page. You had to throw out the denounce and abandon LEAP, and that's where Matt Gentry said, denounce and abandon more than $15 billion in investment that will provide great career opportunities, provide millions in property tax relief for residents, pay for millions of dollars in road and utility infrastructure, all without burdening residents and ratepayers.
Yeah. So look, the LEAP district will benefit Lebanon. There's no doubt about that. It's set up to benefit one select community. You, the state of Indiana taxpayer, are paying to benefit one select community and certainly these corporations that will go in there. I do not think it's right for money to be taken from poor and middle class people and have all of that money. By the way, it's done by a shadow government entity that trying to get info out of them is like pulling teeth. And I don't think that's right that our money goes to benefit one select community and select corporations. So I'm sorry, if we can't agree on that, then Matt, we are very far off.
So interesting questions to be asked. And does LEAP have its own water? Does LEAP have enough power on its own? And what is this property tax relief that he's referring to?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, they've got some sort of special deal, and we could be here for an hour. I'm not going to subject our audience to an hour of this because we've got something very important to get to next segment. But you've got special setup for the city of Lebanon and the entities that encompass the greater the government entities that encompass the greater Lebanon area. And if you don't care about the rest of the people you live around, if you don't care about the goodness and decency of the land that is being pillaged over, plowed over, if you don't care about preservation of what has made us great as a state, from a pure dollars and cents analysis for the city of Lebanon, it's probably going to work out great. But for the rest of us, we're looking at this going, Eli Lilly needed millions of dollars of our money to do a basic real estate transaction. We've heard from these farmers how this is operating, how the state has operated in terms of these negotiations. So no, I'm sorry, Matt. I extended the olive branch, but if you're not ready to denounce and reject the LEAP district on behalf of the rest of the state of Indiana...
Can't be friends.
Yeah, sorry. The Chuck E. Cheese party, it's going to have to wait.
It's on hold for now. You're listening to Kendall and Casey.
All right, so when we come back, we have some very important update on the allegations of AI porn being viewed and shared in the lieutenant governor's office. So we will get into that coming up next.
It's 93 WIBC.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year. You guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intra-line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile, Wi-Fi, and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon. You wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A plan to control Gaza. Sunny and 75 in Indianapolis. The high 90 today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:30. Israel's security cabinet is okaying the plan to retake Gaza City.
Israel's political security cabinet approved the plan, which would expand military operations despite criticism of the war, both at home and abroad. Fox's Bill Hemmer asked Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu if Israel would occupy all of Gaza.
We intend to, in order to assure our security, remove Hamas there, enable the population to be free of Gaza, and to pass it to civilian governance.
Hamas has responded with a statement calling Israel's decision a reckless mentality that disregards the lives of prisoners.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers with the latest. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are expected to be talking Ukraine as they plan to meet overseas sometime next week. The two will sit down for the first time since 2019. There's been no location determined yet for the meeting. Today is also the deadline set by President Trump for Russia to agree to a ceasefire deal with Ukraine or else face new tariffs. And President Trump is nominating the head of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, Stephen Myron, to fill a vacancy on the Federal Reserve Board. Adriana Cooper left her post early. Myron agrees with the president that interest rates should be lowered, and Trump has frequently called for Fed Chair Jerome Powell to step down. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC is brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow is up 75 points to 43,968. The S&P 500 also up 14 points as of right now, 6,340. And the NASDAQ is in the green, 37 points to 23,389. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies last.
Buy more, save more at Scandinavian Designs Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in our showroom. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less or splurge on your dream piece for your living room, dining room, outdoor space, home office, or bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs Furniture.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
Well, if she wants to see me, you can tell her that I'm easily found. Tell her there's a spot out beneath Haven's Bridge and tell her there's a darkness on the
All right, so let's update everybody on what we have been told as it relates to the investigation surrounding the allegations about the AI porn allegedly being viewed and shared in the lieutenant governor's office. And one of the things that is frustrating about our business is, and Casey will back me up on this, is a lot of times we will become aware of things, but for a variety of reasons, we can't immediately say what we know. And there are a bevy of reasons. We could spend an hour going into them, but there are many times. This is why we get things so right on this program, is we go to great lengths to ensure what we have is correct.
Right.
And I don't say this like lightly. I'm cutting the crap on this one. The amount of connections, the reason we get so much stuff, like who was first to say Vance was coming?
You were.
It was us. I have tons of connections in the State House, because many people in that State House listen to this program every day and quietly sit at their desk and say, you guys go. You are the voice of us. We can't say it publicly, but you are the voice of us. And so people reach out all the time. And part of the struggle of this program is people will reach out to us all the time, and then we have to try to vet the stuff. And we talk a lot about, we joke about my drives into work each day, and now those have kind of become a part of the show. And one of the things that I do a lot is I reflect on, because we talk about our lives, we talk about ourselves, we talk about society around us. And I was thinking about this, driving into work today, that when I was younger, Darkness on the Edge of Town was my favorite album. It was a Bruce Springsteen album. And I discovered it at a very young age, in my late teens. And this album spoke to me because the album is Born to Run, which is arguably his most famous album, is this forward-looking vision of optimism and youth and how the world ought to be. And the follow-up album is Darkness on the Edge of Town, in which those same people, those same characters are several years older, and they're struggling, they're grappling with how they wanted the world to be, but they're old enough now to know how it really is. The harshness of living versus the idealism of your youth. And this album is one epic collision of those people struggling with that thing.
Yeah, it's changing and growing in life and realizing things, seeing things.
And I was thinking about this coming in today. I am the way I am about politics and these politicians because that is the continual struggle that I have every day that I've never been able to get over. And maybe that is some sort of mortal flaw. I still view politics and government in an idealistic, youthful way of how it ought to be. And yet my daily struggle with this job,
you see what it truly
is the harshness of how rotten and awful and deceptive these people are. And they're all over the map. And it's people you count on or you think you can count on. It's people you trust. It's people you've trusted, you've known in your personal life. It seems around every corner. Anytime you look at one of these people and you dare to have that idealistic, youthful optimism about maybe this person will be different, it always seems to smack with the reality of what politics is and who politicians are. And I have watched for the past week, having information at my disposal, and I have watched how certain people have made repeated statements that at the very best appear to be in direct contrast with the facts.
Okay.
So I can say this now, that over the past week, I have had multiple conversations with someone who has claimed to have viewed the video in question.
Yeah.
And on multiple conversations, they have described the video in question, which is alleged to be artificial intelligence pornography of Craig Haggard's wife. This person has not only described the video that they saw, but the circumstances in which they saw it. And on multiple occasions when they have described it to me, the details have always matched up.
Okay.
I have asked repeated questions about this, and every time this story has been told to me, it has been told in an identical fashion. This person has stated repeatedly that they are willing to come on these airwaves and tell this story, and the only thing that is preventing them right now is they are cooperating with the authorities. When that cooperation is done and everybody is satisfied with that, they have said they will come on here and they will tell this story in the same detail that they have told me repeatedly.
And told the authorities.
And
I
told
assume.
I assume so.
Yeah.
I don't know what those conversations are like, but it is just, as I have heard these things from sources that I really trust and have been right many times, and hearing this from a person who claims to have direct knowledge of the issue, and then I watch how the people around it have handled it, it is just so disheartening, Casey.
So are we planning to have that person on the show soon?
They have said as soon as they have fulfilled, everybody is happy that they have fulfilled their obligation to this, whatever that is, that they will be more than willing to come on and tell the story in the same detail that has been told to me privately.
Okay.
So that is what we have. And by the way, if Micah wants to do his guys a solid, Micah should come out and tell the public how he cleared them. Because what we know right now is that apparently in one day, because the story broke on a Saturday, right?
Correct.
By Monday evening in Terre Haute, and I think he said it before this, I think he told LaBianco this. I'll have to go back and check. But essentially within one, at best, 2 days, Micah Beckwith became some sort of forensic and digital expert and totally cleared everything in question. So the best thing Micah can do, because two stories, if you have two stories that are in direct conflict with each other, they cannot both be accurate. It's the same thing we've talked about Tom LaBianco's reporting from the beginning. If Micah cleared his guys, the best thing he could do for everyone right now, first of all, go to the authorities. We all know, according to Craig Haggard, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office has some sort of big thing going. Ryan Mears ain't hard to find. Mike, if you need help, I'll walk down there with you. And tell them and tell the public how you cleared the people in question. That is the best thing Micah Beckwith, who has stated publicly that he cleared these people, that is the absolute best thing he could do right now for transparency, for himself, for the people that are alleged to have done this, and for the state of Indiana.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon starting at 3. It's Beer Sample Friday. We're going to have the biggest stories in Indy, but we're going to have the most fun too. 93 WIBC.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Hey guys, it's Rob for our friend Mark Deedle, one of the greatest Hoosiers who's ever lived. I'm sure there's a poll somewhere that shows that. I'll try to find it. Zillow, he wants you to know Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest market. Indianapolis, number 2. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Deedle. Perhaps you're worried with the challenging market. You won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Dan and Casey in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Deedle. It was time to downsize, and we needed to sell our old house quickly at full value. Mark Deedle made it happen. We got our asking price in a few weeks without any repairs or an appraisal. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Deedle at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
Potential cannot be measured, and it can't be taken away from you either. You never know how strong you are, how capable, and how amazing you really are until you face a challenge. Our Franciscan Health orthopedic teams guide the steps you take to overcome life's hurdles. Be ready for the high fives, the constant encouragement and care plans designed for only you that help you realize your extraordinary potential. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/orthocare.
Hey, ladies, are you interested in self-protection but don't know where to begin, or maybe you're too nervous to enter the gun store alone? Well, let me introduce you to Premier Arms. They're more than just a gun store. Premier Arms is a supportive community dedicated to empowering women. They have a friendly, educated staff, and they'll provide personalized guidance, ensuring you feel confident in your firearm choice. It's Casey Daniels letting you know Premier Arms is where female gun owners are supported. Call them today, 317-858-3030.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln and Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln and Fishers.
Two of the best summertime traditions are back. The Indiana State Fair and the Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. This year featuring the key lime pie milkshake and the smoked Gouda Q grilled cheese with Gouda cheddar barbecue sauce on Texas toast. The Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. Open 9 to 9 at the Indiana State Fair, across from the Coliseum. Brought to you by American Dairy Association Indiana, your Hoosier Dairy Farm families. Find out more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Busy day? No problem. The WIBC Mashup podcast catches you up with standout moments from your favorite shows. Fresh episodes every weekday. One click, all the good stuff. Get your daily fix. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
There's another one?
There's another one. It was purple.
It's getting ridiculous. It's purple this time.
It was purple. At least 5 WNBA games in the last week have been disrupted by a item thrown on the court.
Okay.
The first thrower was arrested, by the way.
So there's only been one one person who this is the fourth time, right?
I believe it's the fifth time. If you want to count the one that was
the one that didn't make it.
Right.
It's like the bullet in the Kennedy thing where there's a bullet that's unexplained and I think it's a bullet that missed. There was one that missed the court. Okay, so if we count that, that's 5. I assume most people know what we're talking about. We do tiptoe somewhat carefully around this. This is a public airwaves program, and so there was a device of a sexual nature that has been repeatedly thrown onto various WNBA basketball courts. And last night there was another one. I don't even know who the teams that were playing, but this one was of a purple nature. And like I gotta say, I mean, this is someone who thinks the league is not serious. I mean, I think Caitlin Clark is a very serious attraction, but I don't think the league's serious. But this is totally uncalled for, and people should not be doing this. And it's not fair to the players. It's not fair to the fans who go to pay the money. Like, it's just. I think it needs to stop, but clearly now it's just a thing that seems like it's going to keep happening.
So you had somebody arrested at the Valkyries Dream game in Atlanta on July 29th, and now somebody else has been arrested for doing the throwing at the Mercury Sun game. And, of course, the WNBA, they released that statement saying any fan throwing objects will be ejected and face a minimum 1-year ban, and legal consequences may include arrest and prosecution. And the WNBA wants to put their emphasis on the players, the fans, and official safety.
There's certain things, and you know this because you've been in media and marketing and all of that for quite some time. There's a certain point in any TV show or entertainment career where you're like, there's no coming back from this. And I don't care how entertaining Caitlin Clark is as a player. This is like, I don't see how you can, I mean, if you're going to sponsors, national, television rights deals, I don't care how much political correctness there is or need to feel like you've got to give somebody something because it's one sex over the other or whatever. If the advertisers know that this is what the fans who are willing to pay good, I mean, you got to be pretty close to the court, right, to get that thing on the court. People are paying this money and they're going to great lengths and risking criminal prosecution to do this. That's what how unserious they take your league. You've got to, you're not throwing a bunch of money behind that.
Well, the New York Post reported that it was a group of cryptocurrency traders who are claiming to be behind this epidemic of items being thrown.
Why?
There was an anonymous spokesperson for the group who said that they were launching a meme coin called...
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, green dildo coin. And that they're plotting pranks.
Yeah, but this one was purple.
Well,
that doesn't work.
Right.
Maybe it's now there's maybe the initial
They wanted to take credit for it to get a launch of their product, but it really wasn't that.
Okay, so 2 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, one, and I'm not trying to make any way light of terrorism, but you do see this with terrorist groups where something will happen and it's some rogue guy and they all rush to claim credit for it because it'll make them look good. Like, is it this, or is it something started as something and now it's become a thing and it's totally out of control? I don't.
Right. Like at first they were like, yeah, that was us to try and help their product. But now that it's jumped the shark, they're like, no, it wasn't us.
I mean, I don't, you never want to be overzealous person here. So you want to keep some perspective on everything. But you want the product to succeed or fail on its own merits. And it works both ways, right? Like we've been saying on this program, and you can't say it's sexist because you are a woman, last I checked.
Thank you for noticing.
I mean, as far as you've told me. You can't say this is sexist. Women's basketball has just never been popular. Now, certainly there's pockets of people who really enjoy it. They go to the games. That's great. Good for them. But in terms of national attraction...
Not until Caitlin Clark came around.
But she is the attraction. Women's basketball is not the attraction. She is the attraction. The same way as softball was an attraction when the king and his court would go somewhere. It's this guy who's an incredible pitcher. I can say this, like I said, about the sport that I watch. Tiger Woods was the attraction to golf. Golf was lifted up, but golf also had years of legitimacy, years of great, players, Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, all the Phil Mickelson. WNBA doesn't have that, and it'll be fascinating to see, and it sounds horrible to say out loud, but this is what we do here. When she returns to play, she being Caitlin Clark, will someone do this at a game that she is participating in?
Or will it stop once she's back on the court? Because they actually do want to see her play.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know how she can single-handedly lift the league out of this, because let's face it, newness is everything. Like your husband is into collectibles. Everybody wants the rookie card of somebody.
Sure.
Everybody wants in your case, your husband, the first Sports Illustrated cover of somebody, because it's new, it's fresh. 3-4 years down the road, that person's not new. They may be great, but they're not new. They're not fresh. It's not something that people crave because they've seen it. They've had it. So no matter how popular she may be, the newness effect of her has worn off now, especially with all the injuries and you haven't seen her.
Well, she's not in her rookie season.
Yeah, I mean, she's two years in, basically has missed more than half of this season. If I'm trying to do math in my head, maybe I'm a little off on that. And she's been out of sight, out of mind. I think, August 12th maybe is the projected comeback date, so almost a month. So I don't know how this league recovers from this. I'm not trying to be Mr. Doomsday, but if that's how the public is viewing your league, then I don't know. That's not a great projection.
Something else that came out yesterday, and gamers will be excited about this. GTA 6 will officially release on May 26th of 2026.
That's Grand Theft Auto?
Yes, and people have been waiting for years and years for this release.
What is that? Well, tell me what that is. I don't do the video games. What is Grand Theft Auto? It's some game where you ride around stealing cars?
And you get like a, POV.
A what?
Point of view.
Oh,
where
you are the thief?
Right.
That's
or
the big game in
you
America? You're the car thief? This is like the Babe Ruth of video games, right?
The CEO said he's not ready to comment on the pricing of the game, however.
Well, that sounds uplifting.
Right?
Okay. Adam Wren of Politico in Importantville is going to join us next. He talked to Mitch Daniels, who is not happy with the redistricting. He also got some inside scoop on what went on yesterday between the vice president and leaders of the state. We'll talk to him coming up next.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
At Quality Supply and Tool, now through September 26th, or while supplies last, there's a huge DeWalt sale going on. Save big on 20-volt max kits, bare tools, and batteries. Pros will love the rod and cable cutting plus crimping kits, while Dad will love the new 20-volt cordless DeWalt drill, Bluetooth speaker, job site fan, and hand vac. The sale's at all 4 Quality Supply and Tool locations in Bloomington, West Lafayette, Indianapolis, and Jeffersonville. Whether you're a pro during the week or want to work like one on weekends, Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box. Store.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends August 31st. See dealer for details.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner Homes Model Homes or go to joynerhomes.com to see floor plans and pricing and more. With Joyner Homes, you can even start from scratch if you want. Check out their 5-star Google reviews and visit joynerhomes.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, police believe a woman is in danger after her armed ex-boyfriend kidnapped her. A Greensburg man is arrested in connection to the killing of his father. What a medical professional in Owen County is saying his former director did. And the injuries are already piling up for the Indianapolis Colts. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. Time for Fox News. It's 10 o'clock.
It's a plan Hamas calls a war crime. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The key principles are these. 1, Hamas has to lay down its arms. 2, Gaza has to be demilitarized. 3, all the hostages have to be released.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Fox. The Security Cabinet has approved escalating the war to take over Gaza's city.
Israel controls some 75% of the devastated Gaza Strip, but there is land along the coast where civilians are huddled, hostages are being held, and presumably what's left of Hamas is holding up. This part of the operation will take weeks, including the evacuation of the civilians living there and the deployment of the Israeli military. Then it is presumed the operation could lead to further taking of territory. The plan is not without its controversy. Israeli military chiefs say their troops are tired, and actually running the whole place will take a huge amount of manpower, even though Netanyahu says he doesn't want to stay.
That's Fox's Greg Palcott. President Trump may meet with Russian leader Vladimir Putin by the end of next week, as the president keeps demanding an end to the war in Ukraine as they try to work out a time and place. This is the deadline, the president said, for Putin to agree to a ceasefire or face new economic sanctions.
We're going to see what he has to say. It's going to be up to him. Very disappointed.
The Democratic lawmakers who left Texas to block a congressional redistricting that benefits Republicans are being warned if they don't return today, they risk being jailed or potentially removed from office. A suspected gunman now in custody in East Cleveland, Ohio, following an hours-long manhunt after what happened when police responded to a call of shots fired late last night.
When police arrived on scene, one officer was shot. The mayor says he is expected to be okay. While police had the home on Taylor surrounded and they were waiting for a SWAT team, they then heard gunshots nearby. That's when police ran from the Taylor home down to Euclid Avenue. The mayor says a second officer was shot at that location and rushed to University Hospital.
Jessica Dill with Fox 8 TV says both officers are in stable condition. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
She's in immediate danger. 77 and sunny in downtown Indy, feels like 83. The high 90 today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 10:02. A woman is in danger after Indianapolis police say her ex-boyfriend kidnapped her. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Scion Wheeler has a criminal past that includes weapons charges, resisting arrest, and strangling a pregnant woman, say public records. And because of this, police quickly issued a statewide silver alert on Friday morning for Destiny Williams, Wheeler's ex-girlfriend. Police say Wheeler entered her home early Friday morning, forced her to leave at gunpoint. You could find photos of Destiny Williams and Scion Wheeler at WIBC.com. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Police say a man killed his dad shortly after he moved back from Utah. Wyatt Taylor was the only one home when he led officers inside early Tuesday. They found his dad, Joshua Taylor, dead inside a bedroom after he was shot several times in the head in Greensburg. Wyatt's driver's license, his hat, as well as a gun and bullets were all spotted in the bedroom. Wyatt was arrested Thursday. He told deputies that he was scared for his life because his dad was suicidal, bipolar, and belligerent. A medical professional is accusing his former director of negligent practices when it came to the care of her patients.
Again, this patient probably would have made it through the night had she done what most doctors do, allow you to give them the SBAR communication and then make their clinical judgment.
Kobe Simpson, a nurse, formerly worked at the Owen Valley Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center. He said he has filed multiple reports with the state. The Indianapolis Colts having to call an audible last night with their plans at quarterback. Anthony Richardson left their first preseason game in the first quarter against the Ravens with an injury to his pinky finger.
Yeah, dislocation. They popped it back in right now, day to day. See where it goes. He's feeling all right. You know what I mean? It's a dislocation. They pop back in. I mean, we'll see, where it goes.
That's head coach Shane Steichen, who had Daniel Jones play most of the first half. Riley Leonard finished out the game at quarterback. The Colts lost 24-16 and will next play the Packers at Lucas Oil Stadium next Saturday. And not a good night either for the Indiana Fever. They fall to the Mercury in Phoenix 95-60. Ari McDonald and Sydney Colson left the game with injuries. The team already out with Caitlin Clark and her injured groin. The Fever have Chicago tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. Kendall Casey back in 1 minute.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Casey, I don't know if you heard, there were some big doings in the Indiana State House yesterday.
Yeah, I did hear that.
The vice president was
Oh,
here.
right. Yes, J.D. Vance was in town.
Now, you don't know specifically what they talked about. I mean, you have some vagaries, like they talked about redistricting.
Yeah, and probably a lot of things.
And nothing says transparency like shutting the door on reporters, putting a giant curtain up, and not letting anybody see what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But luckily, we got guys.
Yes, we do.
All across the fruited plain, we got guys. And one of our guys, he writes for Politico, as well as puts out the Importantville newsletter. His name is Adam Wren. He joins us now. Adam Wren, hello.
Good to be with you.
All right, so let's start with, you had 2 interesting pieces yesterday in Politico related to this. First of all, before we get to what might have happened yesterday, Mitch Daniels came out pretty forcefully against this. Tell us about your piece in Politico involving Mitch Daniels.
Yeah, so, essentially, as all of this started to percolate over the last few days, and my reporting shows that this has actually been building for 3 or 4 weeks now. The White House reached out to, their political operation reached out here to folks in Indiana. They, essentially said, what do you guys think about this? Braun started talking with the leadership on the third floor of the State House, and the answer, came back. There's not a lot of appetite for this, and so, they went back to the White House. The White House came back and said, well, let's all sit down, get in a room, and talk about this. So even though the reporting seems to have come out of nowhere over the last week about this redistricting session, this has been unfolding for a while now. And, I wanted to call up former Governor Mitch Daniels to see what he thinks, because he was really the architect of the current supermajorities in the state Senate and the State House back in 2010, and beginning then to pass his ambitious education and other aspects of his agenda. And he presided in some ways over what led to the creation of the maps. And I reached out to him because he also wrote this fascinating op-ed in the Washington Post during our primary that we had, the big gubernatorial primary last year, essentially criticizing all of the candidates, saying that they didn't seem to be talking about real substantive ideas.
Right.
And in some ways almost conceding that he regrets the supermajorities in the House and the Senate, and that the party has become, the state has become led by one-party rule that's not helping the state. So I thought I really need to get Mitch on the record here. Called him, we talked. He was pretty frank and pretty candid that this is a bad idea and that he doesn't see the point of it. He thought that the first district, where Frank Mervan is right now, is already a pretty competitive district, maybe the most competitive district in the state. And if the idea is to have more competitive districts here, why would you change that? And then I specifically asked him about Indianapolis and the 7th district, currently represented by Democrat Andre Carson. And I thought, can you abide here the cracking of the 7th congressional district? He came up in politics as an aide to former Indianapolis Mayor Richard Lugar, and was a creature of Indianapolis, lived in Indianapolis as governor, and wanted to hear sort of what he thought about that. And he told me in no certain terms that this was, quote, wrong, end quote.
Real quick, Adam, I just wanted to introduce you back to our audience. Adam Wren is our guest. He's from Politico, also writes the Importantville newsletter. He spoke with Mitch Daniels the other day about this redistricting plan for which the vice president was apparently in town yesterday for. Adam, did you get a sense that Mitch Daniels is frustrated with how, this seems weird to say, but because he was a Republican, but how ridiculously partisan the Republicans have become, in the sense of they're giving all this time to this, yet they don't seem to put a lot of time into the nuts and bolts things like, say, property tax reform?
Yeah, and I do think that's correct. And Mitch Daniels did come out in the final days of the gubernatorial race last November and endorsed Mike Braun. He said he was the only, real, quote, pro-growth candidate in the race, and he backed him. Mitch Daniels is still a Republican. I think people lose that. He's got, Republican ideas, and even if he disagrees occasionally on the tonal approach, he's very much a Republican, maybe perhaps the most pro-life governor that we've ever had. And so still a Republican, and yeah, he is critical, I think, of the supermajorities and where they have gotten us. Even if he's friendly, with some of these people, Speaker Todd Houston came up through Daniels' world, and when Speaker Todd Houston, decided to run, I think, Daniels, was very active in his campaign when he was still governor.
Adam, I want to switch gears real quick. A couple minutes we have left with you. Adam Wren of Politico is our guest. You had an interesting post yesterday. There was film of those guys, Bray, the pro tem of the Senate, Houston, the Speaker of the House, walking down the hallway at the State House, and you basically said something like, based on the body language of these guys, do you think they were thrilled about what took place yesterday? What have you heard about what happened in the room? What did they discuss? Where are we at with this?
Yeah, well, I talked to someone, and it gave me this couple of interesting data points. One is, it wasn't just J.D. Vance who was in that room. It was the White House counsel. It was the Deputy Chief of Staff, James Blair, who runs the White House political operation under Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. these people all took personal days, to avoid Hatch Act violations, traveled here, in their own personal capacity, and they were in this meeting. I mean, the White House counsel, this is a serious effort. And what one person told me who was in that room said, of Bray and of Houston and of Braun, this person said, quote, they all know how much they're under the microscope here, end quote. Meaning that, essentially, hey guys, we're watching here. The White House is watching. The MAGA coalition is watching. You better do what's, quote, right, essentially, is what they said. So I was shocked. This wasn't just some, friendly conversation. I'm told that, it was very, very nice. It was a friendly conversation, but there's some, teeth here. The White House wants this done.
Do you think, because these guys have come out and kind of been real skeptical of this, do you think that they'll be able to get this done? And how do they sell this to the public that this is anything other than just purely partisan politics?
Well, you heard Mike Braun start to do that yesterday in his Fox News appearance. He essentially said, the state has become much more Republican, and maybe we ought to reflect that in the maps. So you're starting to hear the rationale for this. And look, I'm not a prognosticator, I'm a reporter, but I am more convinced that this is going to happen, that they're going to try to do this today than I was on Wednesday. This is serious steam here. The folks in the room asked for some things from the White House. The conversations are ongoing. But I think right now what happens is the leaders go back to their caucuses, try to get them on board, and ideally get to a place where they can do a wham bam 1 day session, suspending the rules, coming back in and passing these maps.
Okay, if people want to find you, Adam, read your stuff, whether it's in Portenville, Politico, all the work you do, how can they do that?
Yeah, easiest place is to go to X and find me at Adam Wren, W-R-E-N like the bird.
Adam Wren, thank you.
Good to be with you.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Sun's up, the coffee is brewing, and Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the Morning News. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with our best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, this hot offer ends September 1st. More details at IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and nonstop action. So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion? Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Neiman. But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder. With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate. Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Casey, we have so much to get to on this award-winning #1 rated radio program. But first, if I might take it's Kendall Casey show, by the way. I'm Rob. That's Casey.
Yeah.
If I might take just a brief moment for personal privilege, we have some special guests here in the studio. Michael is here along with his wife Debbie and his nurse Stephanie. Michael, What's that?
You said his wife.
Oh, I'm sorry. His mom. Yes, sorry. His mom, Debbie, and his wife, nurse. Let me try that again. Michael is here.
Yeah.
Along with his mom, Debbie, and his nurse, Stephanie.
Correct.
Perfect.
There we go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Casey's job in this program is to say, Rob, you screwed that up. We have mentioned Michael numerous times on our program before. Michael, while we love every single listener we have, Michael is one of my all-time favorite listeners.
Yeah.
Because Michael is very special. Michael is 25 years old. He has cerebral palsy, but every day he listens to our program. We are a part of his daily routine. And right now, Michael is here with us, and he has his I Love Rob Kendall shirt on.
Yeah.
And it is such an honor that Michael and his family make us a part of his existence every day. They live out in the Frankfurt area, and they came all the way from Frankfurt to downtown. And sometimes travel is a little cumbersome for them, but they love our show so much that they are here today. So we're very blessed to have them in the studio with us.
Yes, Michael's mom and I, we met when we were at the property tax rally.
Yes.
You remember that.
We love Debbie.
Had a nice, good, long conversation. So it's always a treat to see our listeners.
So now I
again.
have all of this pressure on me to not screw up the rest of the show, because I don't want Michael walking out of here and going,
Being
that
disappointed.
was terribly disappointing.
That was the worst thing.
I've always said
That's a horrible experience.
I shouldn't be anybody's hero or favorite person. All right, what are we doing? What's going on?
So there was some news from Eli Lilly. They said that they have an obesity pill that has led to more than a 12% weight loss. This has been a closely watched late-stage trial, and they're paving their way now for approval of this GLP-1 receptor.
It's always some name that no one can comprehend or
I
understand.
can't.
You
I
ever
was
notice
just
that?
looking at it. It's orforglipron.
It's what?
Orforglipron. You know,
if you tried a third time, you might get closer.
If they get approval for it, they're going to change the name.
Oh, totally.
I mean, they would have to.
I would love to know.
Imagine writing the jingle for that.
There's it's got to be, this is my medical degree coming out here. There's got to be some sort of what it's compounded with or whatever goes into making it. That's where they come up with the bizarro name that you're doing a very good job trying to pronounce.
Yep, but they say that on average, the test subjects lose about 12% of their body weight, or roughly 27 pounds, and they see results at 72 weeks.
So the great conversation right now with this stuff in this country, because obviously there's a variety of drugs that are geared towards this, is what's the long-term ramifications going to be? Because there are many people who struggle biologically, genetically, whatever, with weight issues, and there are some people who struggle in the sense of, hey, you're genetically inclined to put on weight, you really gotta watch what you eat. Like I've said, I've been as high as 180 and I've been as low as 145, and right now I'm at my driver's license weight.
Oh, which is
155-ish,
Good for you.
depending on what I had for dinner last night. My mother made chicken fingers and brought them over, so I'm probably above the driver's license weight this morning. I'll make up for starving myself the rest of the day.
Okay.
But the point is, like, there's some people who, hey, you better be careful about that, right? And then there's some people who have serious health ramifications because of it. And so what will be fascinating is, how do they square long-term the immediate benefits of, hey,
short-term benefits, do they outweigh any long-term consequences?
right, they're like hey, you're losing all this weight, which is great. And not even is it like some people want it because, oh, it's going to make me look better. A lot of people, there's a real legitimate health benefit of it in the immediate, but the body, I don't think, is designed in a rapid fashion. You know, they always talk about, hey, if you're going to diet, if you're going to get on a plan, you don't want to try to lose 20 pounds in a month. For most people, you want to try, like Hammer, when he does his weight loss thing, he lost 50 pounds, but it was over the course of a year, and he was trying to lose a pound
Small amounts incrementally,
Right.
the healthy way, rather than a crash.
So you do wonder, hey, 5 years from now or 10 years from now, is there some sort of long-term ramification on the human body that we don't know about yet?
Okay, now they're saying that this drug,
You're trying.
I know.
And God
let's just
bless
call
you for
let's
putting
just
the
call
effort
it
in.
Orpho. that it also will lead to reductions in cholesterol and triglycerides and also help with blood pressure. Now, they're planning to submit it for regulatory review by the end of this year. The trial began in 23. They had over 3,000 adults with obesity and weight-related medical problems who did not have diabetes as test subjects for this.
Okay,
So-
I learned something yesterday, since we're talking about medical stuff.
Yeah.
Someone I know shared this with me, a friend, and they said, you should mention this on your show.
Oh.
And I said, okay, I will.
Okay.
They were amazed that they could get an online doctor's appointment at 4 a.m. Like they had some low level, a cold or flu or whatever, and whatever their pharmacy is, you know, you can get the, what do they call it, the Minute Clinic, where you can go in if you got some, like, I'm not trying to dismiss anybody's illnesses or whatever, but low-hanging fruit, like somebody could provide some, prescribe some antibiotics or whatever, and go on your merry way. Well, the Minute Clinic, all the Minute Clinics in this person's area were booked, but then there was an online version of this. And at 4 a.m, this person was able to see, I guess they got on their cellular telephone
Video
or whatever.
conference with a doctor or a nurse or something.
And they said the person asked them all the questions. They went through the whole rigmarole. They said, I'm going to provide this for you. I guess they have some sort of safeguard around it, like they try to expedite the process. Like if in a couple days you're not feeling better, then you have to go in person to the actual clinic. But I didn't even know. I knew the Minute Clinic was a thing. I didn't know the virtual thing was a thing. Oh, and by the way, it's open, I guess, 24 hours a day. Which
I didn't know that either.
I didn't, and it blew me away.
You're giving me news because typically it takes forever to get into a doctor's office.
Yeah.
You make an appointment, they're like, yeah, in 2 to 3 weeks or 3 to 4 months if it's a specialist.
Yeah, I was blown away by this. That and they said it was a very quick process. And the person, now, will it cure all their illnesses? Don't know. I suppose that's up to see whether how good they are at their job or whether the medicine works or whatever. But this person was in utter amazement, as was I hearing this story, that there is indeed a doctor that, or not a doctor, but a nurse practitioner, or I don't think this was they said it was not an MD, but somebody who is licensed to give them some sort of substance for their ailment at 4 a.m.
Okay, now speaking of the middle of the night, most Americans climb into bed at what time?
Most Americans.
Most Americans.
Now, is that
climb into bed at what time?
Man.
Average bedtime.
10 p.m.
You're so close. You've got the right hour.
Oh, I got to get the minute right, too? Like 10:13?
It's 10:36. That is the average
how was I
time.
gonna guess that?
Well, you were close.
I was in the hour. I should get credit for that.
The average time people go to bed, 10:36 p.m., but their brains don't quite get the memo. According to a new survey, it takes the average person 42 minutes to finally fall asleep, landing most people in dreamland at 11:18
One of the
p.m.
problems that I have is they're a fine WIBC sponsor, Thompson Furniture. Spencer, our man Spencer out
Your
there.
couch, you fall asleep on the couch?
It's so comfortable
It
that I
is. It's a
find
great
myself
couch.
Yes, you
I
sat on
know,
my couch.
It's a great couch.
And it is like because my wife has this issue too. And the other day she's like, "Do we have a problem that we keep not falling asleep in our bed and we keep falling asleep on the couch?" I was like, "Well."
I think that happens with a lot of people who have a young child at home because you work all day and then you're, maintaining your home and chasing the kid around. And by the time you put her to bed, you sit down on the couch, you turn everything off for a few minutes, and then you just can't help yourself. You fall asleep.
My kid has started brushing her hair now.
Oh, that's nice.
Milestone day.
Yeah. Big doings. Those little brown curls.
She's very into the comb now. And we've also entered the phase of when so most of our audience knows I have a 2-year-old. When she will pick random things and decide those are going in her hand. And then you have to decide, do you want to lose a limb? It's like putting your arm in a tank at the zoo. Like if you reached into the shark tank, you might get to pet the shark, but you could also lose an arm. Once she has the thing in her hand, you just have to decide, do you want to risk losing an extremity, or do you just want to let her hang on to the thing?
Yeah.
So for sometimes like an hour, she might just walk around with something in her hand. And as I put her in her car seat to go to daycare today, she had the comb still in her hand, and I said, good luck with that comb. I hope it...
Hopefully it makes it home. home. Is she brushing her own teeth yet? Is she doing that? She still needs help with that.
She is not a fan of the teeth brushing, and every day that is some
fight.
I don't know what the conflict between the Palestinians and the Israelis looks like on the battlefield, but the conflict between, because my wife is the toothbrusher, I am the child holder, and
who's the book reader? Is that you? Are you still keeping a journal for her?
Oh yes, every day.
Every day.
Now, it's gotten shorter because simply when they're little. First of all, okay. All right, we got time to do this real quick. Most of our audience knows this, but when the day I found out my daughter was a girl, so the ultrasound that I started a journal because we had the names picked out. So I said, okay, I'm not going to do this till this kid has a name. So because I got to write, dear so and so. I wasn't going to just write dear blank.
Right.
And so every day since whatever that was, I don't know, 6 months in or whatever time you figure that out, I have kept a daily journal of her life. Now the first 3 or 4 months were simply just ramblings of a madman. So this will be the first thing she'll read. And then when your daughter's born, or your child is born, the first whatever, there's all these things that are happening and it's fast and furious. Well, now we've reached a stage where there's less fast and furious because while there are milestones, they don't happen nearly as frequently. And I only see her for about 4 hours a day because she's in the daycare. But yes, every day I write some sort of thing that took place.
And I know every teacher listening wants to know, are you reading to her?
I do. My wife does. Probably not often as we should, just because,
You're falling asleep on the couch.
Well, also, see, this is the thing. And anybody with a 2-year-old who has had a 2-year-old, you'll back me up on this. And I've said this before. My kid is super smart in the sense that she has recognized the punishment can only extend to a certain point. And it is a risk-reward thing. Debbie is laughing because she has kids. That this is a risk-reward thing, which is she knows if I want to do something, I know there could be punishment for it. But the thing I want to do, I want to do it more than the punishment. She doesn't understand the law. She doesn't understand that there are limits to which you can, but she does know, I don't know how, but she knows this is the worst that's going to happen to me. And I want to do that thing more than the worst that's going to happen to me.
It's worth it. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. Do gurgling pipes, the fear of a leak in your basement, or an AC unit that sounds like a lawnmower keep you up at night? Become a member at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling and have the comfort of knowing you have a technician on call to bring total comfort to your home. For only $8 a month, you get up to a 10% discount on all plumbing and HVAC services, 1 annual free mainline snaking, 1 annual inspection, and so much more. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling and become a member today.
Stay on your home court with Franciscan Health's top-rated cardiac heart care. No traveling, no waiting. Just award-winning heart care right where you live. Rated #1 in Indiana 2 years in a row for cardiology and cardiac care by health grades, Franciscan Health offers first-in-the-world treatments, cutting-edge technology, and unmatched compassion because we believe every heartbeat is extraordinary. Don't sit on the sidelines with heart trouble. Schedule a same-day cardiology appointment today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Saying they want to liberate the region. Sunny skies, it's 81 in the Circle City. Right now it feels like 87. The high today, 90. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 10:30 now. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu revealing in an exclusive interview with Fox's Bill Hemmer that Israel plans to launch a campaign to take full control of the Gaza Strip in order to liberate the people of the region from Hamas. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee told Fox and Friends that people in the region have been suffering enough, and Israel must ensure Hamas does not hurt anyone else.
They cannot let this continue to go on. We saw the videos last weekend of hostages. You want to talk about starvation and hunger? The hostages are starving. It's a tough situation, and Israel did not start it, but it looks like they're the only ones who are going to be able to finish it.
Prime Minister Netanyahu emphasizing they do not plan to occupy Gaza for the long term. This comes as Israel continues to face backlash over the unfolding humanitarian crisis in Gaza. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are meeting soon. They plan to discuss Ukraine.
That breaking detail coming to Fox from a high-level source familiar with the planning. I'm told the Trump-Putin summit is tentatively scheduled for the end of next week. It will be President Trump's first sit-down with Putin since 2019 at the G20 summit in Osaka. The location for this meeting is still up in the air, but I'm told that Hungary, Switzerland, and UAE are in the mix. There were also some discussions about Rome. I'm told that Putin's first choice was Hungary, not UAE, as has been reported in some places, suggested in some places.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich reporting. Today is the deadline set by President Trump for Russia to agree to a ceasefire deal with Ukraine or else face new tariffs. 2 police officers in Cleveland are recovering after getting shot Thursday night. They are reportedly both stable at a hospital. The officers responding to a domestic call. The identity of the alleged shooter not yet been revealed. Also in Ohio, a grand jury in Cincinnati will be looking at evidence related to 4 of the 6 people arrested in connection to the videotaped fight that went viral nearly 2 weeks ago. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Over 80,000 customers have trusted their home to B Window.
We're now employee-owned, and that means we treat your home like it's our own.
From energy-efficient windows that can cut your energy costs by up to 50%.
To stylish doors, siding, and custom bathroom models, we have you covered.
And every project is backed by our industry-leading warranty.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at
B Window,
we mean business.
Okay, so our guy, Indie Reporter, helped us out on this one.
Yeah, somebody tagged Indie Reporter and also Governor Mike Braun and you and I in a picture of what is called a flock camera.
Okay, so for those of you who try to figure, first of all, it's the Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey.
Mm-hmm.
When we mentioned, there is an account that we are fond of that does a ton of research on Indiana politics and government. It's Indie Reporter, at Indie_Reporter_. If you're on Twitter is the account. Stephen Whitmer and a group of other people run that account, and we reference that account, quite a bit on this program. They do phenomenal work. If you're at all interested in Indiana politics and government, they do it all free. They're just citizen journalists, and they do it
for Arby's coupons.
Yeah, for Arby's coupons on their spare time. So anytime there's something involving the city of Indianapolis or anything, if we're not aware, I will send Stephen a message and say, hey, what do you know about this? And there's these, what are they? They're like the cameras on a pole, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're popping up all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, what are these? And he said, oh, yeah, that's simple. They're called flock cameras, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, that's what they're called. And I guess they can pull footage off of these cameras?
I think they're designed to read license plates. I think that's the premise of them, is that they can identify automobiles, in particular license plates, so that if there is a crime that's committed or they're trying to track down if somebody was at a certain location at a certain time, it makes it easier on the law enforcement to be able to get that information.
And they're solar powered, which is why they have that little flat panel.
You've probably seen these. I
or maybe you haven't seen them and you've driven right by.
Well, yeah, you just didn't know what they were. I don't. Yeah, but I think they're outside of Indianapolis now too. I think people are reporting them
all over the state,
in other locations. Now there's a theory. Do we do tinfoil hat? If Hammer were here, I'd say pass me that tinfoil hat.
Right.
There's a theory that the reason they went to
the specialty,
the black license plate with the white lettering, is they'll be easier to read with the flock cameras.
the flock cameras.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is this something that they're monitoring people's speed and they could be giving tickets with these, or?
I'm sure it's not for our benefit. Sure, it's not for us.
You don't think so?
Sure, it's not so they can just give us away some fabulous prize. Somebody in the Brandon in the YouTube chat said the flock cameras have been in Indiana for 10 years minimum.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, they must be enhancing in stature because people, or in number because people are noticing them more often now.
Okay, and somebody else is saying that they've been used on college campuses for a long time.
So here's the thing, Casey.
Well,
I've I love my stories, and one of the stories I'm into now, I think this show's been around for a while. It's on Hulu. By the way, speaking of Hulu, I've been watching the Hulu because that Delphi documentary.
Did you watch it?
It's on the Hulu, and I'm not all the way through it. But our guy Doug Carter, the former state police superintendent, is all over that documentary. He's coming in Tuesday.
Yeah.
To talk about Delphi, and he's going to lay out some interesting things that I don't think a lot of people knew about Delphi. And it'll be fascinating to get Doug's thoughts on Delphi. Obviously, maybe nobody more familiar with the case than him. But on Hulu, there is a program. I think it's an older program now, but it's about how they use. Boy, isn't this timely? Digital forensics to solve crimes, and the general theme is how stupid the public at large is with their digital device. They always think they've outsmarted the authorities with whatever manipulation they've done with their digital device, and then they end up catching the people.
Okay.
So that's my new thing that I'm watching on the Hulu, and I got into this because the digital, right? The whatever, they're taking pictures and doing this, and it's amazing. All the things that are being monitored now, it's very hard. You got to really be a top flight criminal to pull off anything in the public at large in the modern era.
Have you been watching the Delphi docuseries on Hulu as well?
I just answered that.
You got halfway through?
Yeah.
Has it changed your mind about anything?
No, I just have made it to the point where they introduced the wife of Richard Allen. It's so weird because they'll show old-timey photos. Old-timey, like 1800s, but like Richard Allen, I don't know, he's in his 50s. It's got to be 90s or late 80s or whatever. And he's looks like just a totally normal dude with his kids. And it's so weird to see this guy who all you've seen of him are the mugshot and the sketch drawings and whatever courtroom, whatever was available. And this little just lifeless guy. And then you see him in all these photos and it's like, wow, you don't even pause to think about this dude had a totally seemingly, I guess, normal life before he was involved in all of this, either actually involved or framed or whatever your opinion on it is.
Coming up at 11. Is it 11? Josh Bane's going to join us?
Josh Bane will be with us.
One thing that we're going to ask him about is
by the way, I didn't mean to cut you up, but he's a Republican member of the City County Council here in Indianapolis.
Right. And one of the things that we're going to ask him about is how the City County Council Republicans, they want to eliminate a Marion County residency requirement, and this is for most city and county employees. This has been going on since, 1977?
Okay, so we're going to ask Josh why they're doing this, because it comes off as, and this can't be the answer, that you're leading people to believe the talent pool of Marion County is so incompetent that we can't hire Marion County people anymore. This is actually a common thing. You know where you'll see this? This is actually a very common thing in school districts, that they require the teachers to live
in the school district.
You know why they do this, Case?
Why?
Well, if you were to have a school referendum and only people who live in the district
can vote,
wouldn't you want as many people who are going to vote exactly as you want? I know somebody's snickering as I say this. I know I live in and beat a referendum in a school district where teachers were, I don't know if they still are, required to live in that school district. So that is a common thing that I think is happening now. And again, if that does make sense, if your whole goal is to be able to kind of tip the voting balance in one way or another. A part of getting a job here is you got to live in this. You got to live in the school district.
What's been going on since 1977? Employees got to live in Marion County within 6 months of being hired. There are exceptions to this, and that includes interns, firefighters, IMPD officers, 911 operators, and other specialized skilled positions. And one of the things they're saying is that, as you mentioned, this would expand the recruitment pool.
Okay, it does make sense that you would want people who are paid off of tax dollars to have skin in the game of where they're working, right? I mean, that doesn't seem nefarious or bad. The idea of it, right? Like you are paid by tax dollars. We want you to have some skin in the game in the community. Like if you're asking for money for something, it's essentially your money you're asking for. Now, like you said, there are exemptions with law enforcement and firefighters. So like my beloved neighbor, Fireman Scott, he's a Wayne Township firefighter, and he's great at his job. You would not want to tell somebody who is skilled in that asset or skill set, yeah, boy, when it comes to life-saving apparatuses or momentary things where it can make a difference whether somebody lives or dies, that, we'd love to hire you, but you just don't live in the right area. And so I would get it with that. But I think what Josh is going to lay out here is they're having trouble getting people, period.
Well, and critics argue, though, that taxpayer-funded salaries are going to be leaving the city then. So they'll just come in here to work and then leave.
That's right. That's what I said. That's the argument is that now. We'll get into that, Josh. Yeah, why don't we take a break? Hammer will have something inspiring for us, no doubt, coming up next.
It's Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, why are you fighting the South Park guys? Just do it the way J.D. Vance does it. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally, family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends August 31st. See dealer for details.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The news everyone's talking about. You'll find it at WIBC.com. The latest from City Hall, the White House, or the State House. Updated all day. Don't miss what matters. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC and WIBC.com.
He is one half of the number number one rated Hammer and Nigel afternoon program here on WIBC. Jason Hammer, hello.
Yo, look at the VIP crowd you got in here. It's like you're gut-filled now. You have a live studio audience.
Yeah, if you missed it earlier, our super fan, Michael, one of my all-time favorite listeners, he's 25, and he has cerebral palsy, but he loves our program. He listens every day.
He's got the I Love Rob Kendall t-shirt
Rocking
on,
the
man.
shirt. His mom, Debbie, and his nurse, Stephanie, are here with him today. And it always warms my heart to see Michael because Michael is just an awesome, awesome dude. And I'm so thrilled they came all the way from Frankfurt to be with us today.
Now, what I've noticed from running the merchandise store is that when somebody buys an I Love Rob Kendall t-shirt, they usually also buy the I Hate Rob Kendall t-shirt. So.
Yeah. So what is it? It's store.hammerandnigel.com.
Correct.
And all of the great thing about buying an I Hate Rob Kendall shirt is none of the money goes to me. You're not helping me.
Right. I don't get any money from this. It just goes to the provider and a charity.
Yep. The Project Rescue, which fights human sex trafficking across the globe. Can't get any answers on Epstein, but those people are out there doing the work to try to prevent it from happening to other people.
Well, that's what we kind of talked about with Tommy Lahren yesterday when she called in. It's like, I know everybody's super upset about the Epstein stuff. And no matter what happens with Ghislaine Maxwell, let's say blank if you do, blank if you don't, right? If you give her immunity, everybody's going to give Trump crap. If you don't give her immunity, what are you trying to hide? There's no win because they've botched it so bad at this point. But if you're really that passionate about the whole thing, then you can donate to groups like Rob's because this stuff is still happening. It's not a hoax.
Yeah.
It's still happening.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things, like, obviously Life Church where we attend, they partner with Project Rescue. So technically the money I get, it goes to them. They have a special fund to set up, and then they acquire funds throughout the year and then give that to that organization. So they're able to mass fundraise for those people who are out there and raise a lot of money for them.
Now, the other shirts on our store, we help no one. We help nobody. They all go to my pocket, which will probably go to Vegas at some point. Just want to make that perfectly clear. Tank tops are now up there, Casey. You can get that tank top.
What did they say?
Hammer and Nigel show.
Nice.
Multiple colors, multiple sizes. I noticed you never wore the tank top I bought you for Christmas, so I thought maybe you were waiting for a Hammer and Nigel.
I was. Thank you for getting that. You'll be the one person going to Las Vegas eventually.
Right? I posted about this the other day, man. Vegas is just nickel and diming people to the point to where even dudes like me are like a little hesitant to go anymore. I mean, the room rates are still somewhat low, but they hit you with a resort fee, which is crap. And it's usually more than your room rate.
Yeah, that's right.
And then your food costs, I mean, it's so over the top.
It really cuts into your bankroll, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Like
your gambling
the
money.
Free gambling drinks, right? That used to be a thing. As long as you were gambling, they'd come by with a free beer or something. You know, you might not be able to get like a Macallan or something, but you could get a Miller Lite. Now it's hardly that way at all. And
wrong glass, sir.
Right. It's tough, man. But Vegas did that to themselves. They just nickel and dimed people so much that tourism is down 11%.
Well, it seems like they lost sight of their customer, their focus. I mean, it used to be a place where anybody could go and have a good time, and now they're trying to be so exclusive that they're pricing people out.
And normally, when you see a situation where prices go up, take the airlines, for example, you see a higher class of people, right? You normally don't see fights where a wig is ripped off on a Delta flight. That's normally reserved for our fine friends at Spirit.
Yeah.
But with Vegas...
That's what we took when we went to Vegas.
I took it to my last trip to Vegas,
too. You flew Spirit?
I flew Spirit. Had a great experience.
There you go.
But let's be honest, you know, Spirit is the Waffle House of the airlines.
Did you get hit in the head with a bag of peanuts?
But Vegas, the costs have gone up, but so has like the total degenerates on the Strip. Now, I know it's Sin City, but you used to not see like the fights and the shootings on the Strip, like that kind of stuff.
Weed Man is everywhere too, and I'm fine if people want to do whatever they want to do in their own home. You know, Casey, I've talked about this at length, and I'm fine with that being legalized. It doesn't affect me. Do whatever you want. I loathe that it is being done, and it should never be allowed to be done in public because Vegas stinks.
It does. You can't have that Ocean's 11 moment in front of the Bellagio where you just want to like soak it in and watch it without feeling like you're in between Snoop and Willie Nelson. Like it's so over the top. But I'm with Rob. I'm not anti-weed. If you want to smoke
Well, it is legal
knock yourself
there.
out.
They do have dispensaries there.
Right, but there are states that have it legal, but at least you have to do it indoors, or at least you're supposed to. Vegas, it's the full-on Wild West, and I get it. It's Sin City, but, man, it's taken a downward turn.
Do you bet on the pre-games last night, the Colts?
Sure I did, because I'm a degenerate. And I'm not a parlay guy, as you know, but if you're going to be a full degenerate, you have to go parlay on preseason. Because why not?
Now, real quick, explain to the folks what a parlay is who may not be
Sure.
as familiar as you are with the betting.
Normally in sports, you would bet just one bet. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose.
Right.
A parlay is when you have multiple bets together. Now, you have to get them all right to win.
That's right.
But the payout is much larger.
Yeah.
So it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
We had the Ravens plus 6.5. We checked that box. And we had the under last night, which we did not hit. We got beat on a punt return to the house. That cost us.
Yeah, it's and you have said on our Degenerates Next Door Sports Betting podcast, new episode now available.
College football futures, week 1.
I weigh in on whether I think Notre Dame will win over under 10.5 games this year, Casey.
I've got a Purdue bet.
Nice.
Purdue.
So
bet.
we're checking all your boxes. We
I
did.
know.
It's the Casey family edition of Degenerates
Right.
Next Door.
Right.
We were.
They're going to win them all, by the way. I hope you went that way.
Notre Dame. Have you seen the schedule?
Well, it is Notre Dame. They always lose a
There's all.
silly
I love
one.
you had to ask
There's
Notre Dame. She wasn't talking about Purdue.
right.
Well,
exactly.
Didn't
Thank
we?
you.
We had
Be
this
clear.
conversation on the podcast where I
Yeah.
said every year there is one game that you have to factor that in, that there's one game that they lose that you're like, how in the world did they?
There's
lose
always
that?
a Marshall game or something.
Well, and last
Yeah.
year was some directional school or something that they lost to, and they almost fired the coach, and then they ran the table the rest of the season.
But how about our Notre Dame alum looking pretty good in the Colts game last night?
Riley Leonard?
You
What
didn't
game
think
were
so?
you watching?
Okay.
Did you have beer goggles on? What game were you watching?
I'll be a homer.
Boy,
I'm just happy he's a Notre Dame alum.
I bet you were the mother during sports that
You did
everybody.
so good.
Your kid scored for the wrong team.
No, I wasn't like that, Rob. Very competitive.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Riley Leonard did as exactly what we thought as we broke down on the podcast.
That's exactly right. See, the thing about college football is he's fast and he could run over people. You ain't fast or you ain't running over people by NFL standards.
No,
and
they're faster, they're bigger.
Okay, so what's his face is hurt again. There's no surprise there.
Did you see the way that finger was bending last night?
Anthony Richardson.
I had that happen to me in a basketball game. It doesn't really hurt, but you're like, oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And they pop it back into place, but then it swells up.
Yeah.
It took a couple weeks for me to be able to play basketball.
Yeah, I have separated. Fun fact, Rob Kendall. Fun fact: I've separated both of my shoulders.
Really?
At some point,
From carrying this radio station, Rob? Is that what it is?
Both. Let's see. I separated his shoulder in a basketball game.
Yeah.
Separated again in another basketball game. Separated this is all the left shoulder. Fell out of a tree one time. Did the left shoulder 3 times, and then I separated my right shoulder. Fell in a hockey rink.
You're the Derrick Rose of radio.
So I have I'm sure it's hanging on by a
I feel
thread.
like this is like second or third date material. Like, well, show me your scars.
But,
Do you have any scars?
But that's the same thing with separating your shoulder. It doesn't hurt. Your arm just feels very heavy then.
Yes.
And the key is you can't panic. If you can pop it back in if you know what you're doing. You can't panic though. You can make it much worse. You've got to just
Let it hang there?
The time I fell out of a tree, I was a 20-year-old man who still climbed trees. I fell out of the tree at my house.
Was it in broad ripple with your hat on backwards too?
Sounds right.
And I was laying there like, I'm here by myself. What do I do?
What did you do?
I popped it back in. You just can't panic. Just no panic. I was laying on the ground, and I was like, I've been through this before.
I went to a med check, and they just popped it back, and then had to wear a splint.
That's what I learned from the first. I did it, popped it back in myself the first time when I was a teenager playing basketball. And I went to the emergency room, and they're like, you already did all the work. There's nothing we're going to do. Go home. And so from then on, my old man saw what it cost and was like, if that happens again, pop it back in.
Now you know what to do.
Mike got a hammer out and was trying to fix it.
What do you have coming up today?
Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles, joining the Hammer and Nigel
Because they
show
got the
today.
big thing with Kevin Cronin and
Yep.
and Sticks.
So we've got him. We've got Breitbart editor-in-chief Alex Marlowe.
Wait, you got Don Felder?
Yes.
That's amazing. Can I just sit in on your show this
Please,
afternoon?
come on in.
No
man, hang out.
parenting for me tonight.
Nigel
Beer
may not
sample
be here.
Friday.
Is Nigel here?
He is. We're rolling.
All right. Thank you, Hammer. It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Fostech is American-made firearms made right here in Indiana. American craftsmanship meets cutting-edge innovation. Their lightweight AR-15s are incredible, and they don't sacrifice dependability or durability. Advanced machining capabilities create incredible products, and they are all designed, machined, assembled, and tested right here in Indiana. Fostech, owned by a family that has served and loved their country. Find a dealer near you or visit Fostech.com. That's F-O-S-T-E-C-H, Fostech.com. Use promo code WIBC for 10% off your order.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
Since 1983, over 80,000 customers have trusted their home to B Window.
We're now employee-owned, and that means we treat your home like it's our own.
From energy-efficient windows that can cut your energy costs by up to 50%.
To stylish doors, siding, and custom bathroom models, we have you covered.
And every project is backed by our industry-leading warranty.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at
B Window,
we mean business.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Visit redcrossblood.org today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, a statewide search is on for a woman police say was taken from her Indianapolis home. What a nurse in Owen County is saying about someone he used to work under, and the injury report for both the Colts and the Fever following last night's games. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
Trying to get Israel not to escalate the war. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Mediators from Egypt and Qatar say they are working on a new plan to get all the hostages, dead and alive, freed in exchange for a withdrawal of Israeli forces. Vice President Vance just said at a meeting with Britain's foreign minister in England,
we want to make it so that Hamas can't attack innocent people. We want to solve humanitarian problems in Gaza. We're working incredibly hard, the president and the entire team, to make sure that happens.
Now, the plan Israel's security cabinet approved is to take over Gaza City. There is some pushback in Israel, worried.
The hostages, especially the 20 still living, will be in the direct line of fire in the war zone, and their lives, according to activists, will be in jeopardy. And this will all happen as Israel deals with a mammoth humanitarian problem. The U.S. and Israeli-backed aid units are barely keeping up with needs. More are planned.
Well, that's Fox's Greg Palcott. Today's the deadline. President Trump set for Russian leader Vladimir Putin to work out a ceasefire in Ukraine or face economic sanctions. as negotiations continue for a possible Trump-Putin meeting in person next week. There's another deadline today for dozens of Democratic Texas lawmakers who left the state.
Get them back to the state of Texas, hold them in contempt, and if they refuse to come, hopefully put them in jail.
Attorney General Ken Paxton also tells Fox Democrats they may be removed from office. Now, they say they've broken no laws blocking a vote on a congressional redistricting plan. The Justice Department's investigating New York Attorney General Letitia James, a Democrat.
Because she took then former President Donald Trump to court, quote, simply because she didn't like him and campaigned on getting him. DOJ believes she violated his First Amendment rights dealing with free speech. James has said before she believed Trump inflated his net worth to get good deals on loans.
Fox's David Spun. James won that civil fraud case the Trump organization's appealing. 6 people in Cincinnati have been indicted on assault and rioting charges for a severe beating in a street brawl last month caught on video that went viral on social media. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Police searching everywhere. Skies are sunny. It's 83 in the Circle City. The high today is 90. That's what it feels like outside right now. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. There's a statewide alert for an Indianapolis woman. Police say this morning that Sion Wheeler forced his way into his ex-girlfriend's home and took her at gunpoint. Court records show Wheeler has a violent past. The woman, Destiny Williams, is 5'3", about 190 pounds, with multicolored dreadlocks, brown eyes, a lower lip piercing, and a neck tattoo. State police say evidence shows that she's in danger. If spotted, the public is asked to call 911 or 317-327-6541. Kobe Simpson, a medical professional, recounts one of his experiences with Dr. Diane Wells of the Owen Valley Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center.
She came out, handed me the 3 prescriptions I had asked for. Had she given them to me or allowed me to make or to update the computer for the orders, the patient would have had a more peaceful death, a more painless death. Instead, the patient was fighting and suffering, basically breathing in their own secretions while I was waiting for the doctor to make the call.
Simpson has filed reports with multiple agencies in the state for negligent practices that he experienced while at the facility. A former church employee is accused of stealing money in a fraud scheme. Johnette Cruz reports.
Julia Wanacott, a former administrative assistant at Heartland Community Church in Lafayette, is facing 17 felonies for defrauding the church of hundreds of thousands of dollars. According to a statement, Wanacott reportedly admitted to taking money from the church's bank accounts, which she then used for personal expenses, including down payments on vehicles and a house. The investigation began after she resigned back in August of 2024. Wanacott is accused of forging employee signatures to apply for a line of credit on behalf of the church. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A loss for the Indianapolis Colts in their first preseason game last night, 24-16 the final in Baltimore. The team will also monitor Anthony Richardson as he dislocated his pinky on his right hand in the first quarter. The team also announced rookie cornerback Justin Wally will miss the entire season after tearing his ACL. The Colts play the Packers next Saturday at Lucas Oil Stadium. And the injury bug hitting the Indiana Fever last night, too. They lost 95-60 to the Phoenix Mercury while losing both Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald to injuries. Head coach Stephanie White.
You're playing a really good team in Phoenix. You give them 42 points off of turnovers and offensive rebounds. It's going to make for a tough night. But I'm proud of this group, and we continue to fight. It wasn't pretty, and sometimes you have these games.
Indiana returns home after a long trip out west. They will face Chicago on Saturday. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Have you heard about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation? Your neighbor Bruce did.
Well, the project I was wanting to accomplish was my driveway. I wanted to see if I could get something that looked halfway decent, that would last a while. We also had a side patio surface redone.
Garage, basements, patios, sidewalks, driveways, Galaxy will transform your surface in as little as one day.
The crew was very, very good, excellent. The end result was just super. It is non-slippable surface. I get this if you want to make sure you're not going to have many people slipping or sliding when it rains.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The end result was just super. It was very easy to keep this surface clean. I had tire tracks all over it, and I just took out my hose, sprayed it down, and it looks just like new again.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We are out of this world.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WYBC.
So violence is still out of control. The city of Indianapolis. No new news to you, but what are your lawmakers trying to do about it? It's Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. Let's go to the WIBC hotline. Our friend Josh Bane from the Indianapolis City County Council joins us now. The Republicans on the City County Council have a new proposal out to try to help with violence. We'll see if it'll do any good. Josh joins us now. Josh Bane, hello.
Hey, good morning.
All right, so there was a big, press conference or get-together or whatever, and Michael Paul Hart, the leader of the Republicans on the City County Council, had a big unveil on plans that deal specifically with how to curb out-of-control youth violating curfew. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I do just want to point out there are 3 proposals with this. The one you're referring to with youth violence is a very targeted proposal. I think the other 2 are going to have much more systematic and impactful changes when it comes to the city-county enterprise. But this all happened because a little over a month ago, Council Republicans held a roundtable discussion with our Republican policy team, as well as the chief of police, the chief of ISD, the Mesa chief, the EMS director, and we even invited Prosecutor Ryan Mears to that, and he did show up.
Oh, he was there?
And yeah, he showed up. And so this, all 3 of our ideas sprung from that event.
Okay, so let's start with the one that kind of got all the attention, though, which is the fines for the curfew violations. Just tell us about that first.
Yeah, I think the residency requirement one has actually garnered more attention than that one, but with the fines, it's basically a way for us to add teeth to the proposal that is going to come up for vote this upcoming Monday night to amend the curfew hours. It's different for each day. So like weeknights, it's earlier than weekends, like Friday, Saturday night, and everything. But it basically is our attempt to get parents to wake up and to be held accountable. We heard in that committee hearing from counselors on both sides of the aisle, as well as law enforcement advocates and community nonprofits and faith leaders that are having to deal with the out-of-control youth. And so this is our attempt to say, parents, it's more than just a $50 fine. We're actually having serious consequences with this now where, first violation, it's a warning. That's standard practice. But second violation, it's a $500 fine. Third and subsequent violations, it's $1,500 or more. That's dependent upon.
Okay, Josh. But here's what people are saying. They're saying these people are letting their kids roam the streets at night. They're not going to care about a fine. Do you think they're going to pay it? How are you going to enforce it? Like, do you think a fine is actually going to prevent people who let their kids roam the street of Indianapolis? They're going to be like, well, I make it fine, so I ought to do some actual parenting now.
Yeah. So here's why I think this is really important. Because there's been some, I think, misquotes out there and everything. The county prosecutor doesn't have anything to do with this. This doesn't have anything to do with Ryan Mears. This is the city prosecutor. Since it's a citation, it's the city prosecutor. And ultimately, if they don't end up paying the fine, which, we're going to be working with all of our community partners, faith leaders, things like that, hopefully to do some education around this. But if they refuse to pay the fine, we do have the authority to garnish your tax returns. So there will be an impact felt.
Careful, Casey.
I'm wondering, Josh, who came up with the fine amount?
Yeah, so it was in consultation with, a lot of our community partners, law enforcement advocates, et cetera, to say that it has to be something that's felt. A $50 fine, even if it's lower income parents or things like that, it's just going to be brushed off. But if you get a $1,500 fine, then you see that in your, you see that garnished on your tax returns, you will take notice of that.
Josh Bane from the Indianapolis City County Council is our guest. We're talking about the proposals the Republicans have put forward to try to help with safety and decrease violence in the city of Indianapolis. All right, so we've made it through the curfew, the fines. What other parts of this plan are the Republicans touting?
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I think has held our city back for a long time, and this even goes beyond public safety, is the fact that we have residency requirements for city employees. And it's kind of convoluted in many ways because there's some state law around, like, these people do need to be in, live in your county. It's a very small percentage of employees, but for 50 years, we've mandated that if you're a city employee, you have to live in Marion County.
Does that include police?
So there's a state law that exempts IMPD. They can live in surrounding counties. There's a state law that also deals with ISD. So, like, perfect example, if you're a firefighter, you can live outside of Marion County. If you're a mechanic that works on the ambulances and fire trucks, you have to live in Marion County.
Okay, so how would being able to not have to live in Marion County, how does that make people safer?
Because it has a direct impact on 911 call center operators. It has a direct impact on everything. It has a direct impact on your ability to get equipment onto the streets faster. It has a direct impact on every single department in the city-county enterprise. Take permitting, for example.
Well, wait, and I love you, Josh, but are we saying that we think the people who live in Marion County are too incompetent to, like, pull this stuff off? Is that what we're getting at, that somehow their incompetency is leading to more violence on the streets? I'm failing to make the connection here on this.
Because you're increasing your talent pool.
You can go outside the county.
But I mean, is like what I'm saying is I get this, and police, as you said, police and fire are exempt. But, like, what are these people not doing properly that's leading to enhanced violence what are the city employees not doing that is leading to enhanced violence in the city of Indianapolis?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you need to look at is the fact that we have been short-staffed for a decade now. And look, I'm here. I can easily say, it's the mayor's fault. No one wants to come work for the mayor's administration. Obviously, a lot of that's true. So we have to increase our talent pool. We have permits that can't go out for anything. We can't hire enough prosecutors. If you were to get Ryan Mears on here, and he would tell you that his prosecutor staff is already at capacity. There's state law around how many cases a prosecutor can have at any given time. They're at that capacity.
Okay, so it's not
if we're going to go after these lower level crimes, we have to have more prosecutors in the building.
Okay, so that was what I was getting at.
We can do that.
It's not that the employees are incompetent. You can't get enough people that want to work, and thus it's delaying services.
Absolutely.
Very good.
And it's with that on every single department.
All right, now, what are you expecting for the budget that will be presented?
Yeah, so there's going to be some rationing that has to be done. The city's looking at, I think it's a mid-$20-ish million deficit compared to the previous year. So every department's going to have to, look at what their expenditures are and cut back on that. And from everything that I've been told, you'll see that presented on Monday night.
Do you think it'll get passed?
We're going to have some discussions around it. I think the council Republicans are going to be looking at how we can address the court system, how we can address the prosecutor. The one real oversight that we have over the court system, over our prosecutor, it's not like we can pass an ordinance to say, hey, prosecutor, do your job better, or judges, do your job better. We don't have direct authority on that. We do have authority over their funding. And the only time that we have any kind of say in that is during the budget season. So I say be prepared for that. And then there's also a third component to the public safety package, which is going to be huge and something that our chief has advocated for a long time, and that is making the General Orders Board advisory. I don't know if you guys remember in 2020, the Democrats on City County Council passed an ordinance to make the General Orders Board citizen-led. And this was right during the BLM riot. So, Democrats in Indianapolis put a bunch of BLM-type defund the police activists in charge of policymaking for IMPD. Our chief is the only chief in the entire country that has to deal with this. and he has no authority to create policy for his department. And we've had a lot of conversations with State House leaders. This is our attempt to say, hey, before the state looks at getting involved in everything, you can still have your general orders board, but we're going to make it advisory. They can have meetings with the chief. They can make recommendations to the chief, but we are going to put IMPD policy back in the hands of the chief of police. And that, I think, that along with the residency requirements are going to be the most impactful proposals that this council has seen in a long time. I know that the FOP President Rick Snyder, he called these proposals common sense, and he said that it's about time that you saw something like this.
Okay.
He said they're no-brainer moves to make a real difference in Indianapolis.
All right. Well, if they're no-brainer moves, I'm sure they'll get voted against. But thanks for trying, Josh. Josh Bane from the Indianapolis City County Council. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. My pleasure.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
From red carpets to red states, actor Nick Searcy has seen it all. He starred in the FX TV show Justified and movies like The Fugitive and Castaway. But what he saw in Hollywood and Washington, D.C. changed everything. He'll join Tony Katz for one night of unfiltered stories, sharp insight, and a little bourbon on the side. From Hollywood to the heartland. Saturday, August 23rd at West Fork Whiskey Company. Brought to you by Premier Arms and Boer Remodeling. Tickets on sale now at WIPC.com.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Boer Remodeling, BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Boer Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com. That's BoerRemodeling.com.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Texas 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
So what, the federal government is taking over Washington, D.C. now? They've done such a fine job with the country. Now that they're going to just take control of Washington, D.C.?
Well, that's the talk, right? Donald Trump, he threatened to take federal control of Washington, D.C. This following some violence that's been happening there. And one specifically was that the Doge guy, Edward Kornstein, he was allegedly severely beaten while he was trying to stop a gang from assaulting someone. And Donald Trump actually shared that image. And Donald Trump described the attackers as local thugs, and he's saying no more.
What do all of these large cities, whether it's Indianapolis, There's Washington, D.C., Chicago. I mean, basically pick your favorite large major metropolitan city. What do they all have in common?
Democrat leadership.
They're all run by Democrats.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. So Greg Ballard, I think maybe next week we're going to have our old buddy Robert Vane is in charge of putting this together, so it may take 3 weeks. Who knows? But Craig Ballard has a new book out just talking about just this, and he was sort of one of the last big city Republican mayors and talking about his time running the city of Indianapolis. And he's supposed to come on next week or week after, whenever Vane gets onto it, and puts this thing together. Hi, Robert. We love you. And talk. That's what the book's about being one of the last of the big city Republican mayors. And you think about, it's fascinating because I know you weren't here then, but like the things we used to like complain about with Ballard. Hey, we were mad there were too many electric vehicle charging stations, or there was the cricket stadium. And it's like you look at it and go, those things were great uses of public finances, but boy, wouldn't we trade that being the worst thing now compared to what we've had the last 9 years under Hogsett? Wouldn't we love to have the sort of relative safety and security we had under Ballard, the relatively scandal-free administrations, the rather boring day-to-day existence? Wouldn't we love to have all that back? And yet these big cities keep voting the exact same way.
Yeah, actually, what our listeners want is for you and I to struggle every day to put a show together.
Yes.
Because we can't find enough things to talk about.
You know, it's funny.
The more we have, the worse it is for everyone else.
It's funny you said that because I was talking with somebody the other day, and they were talking about all this stuff going on with Micah's office and then the stuff with Diego. You know who the most happy guy in the world is about the bull crap allegedly going on in Micah's office? Diego Morales. When's the last time we mentioned that guy? He's like, hey, you keep it up with the scandal-ridden office, buddy. You keep it going.
Focus is off of him.
Yeah, no kidding. But anyway, it's great for this stuff is great for our programming. It sucks for our listeners, though.
Right.
Like the worst thing for us would be a competent, quiet, well-run, taxpayer-first government. If they did that, we'd have nothing to talk about. And instead, they just keep giving us content every single day.
So Donald Trump was talking about this, and he mentions bringing into the National Guard to Washington, D.C.
Are you considering taking over the D.C. police? Is that an option on the table?
We're considering it, yeah, because the crime is ridiculous. I could show you a chart comparing D.C. to other locations, and you're not going to want to see what it looks like. It was just up on television, actually. They were showing it. Now, we want to have a great, safe capital, and we're going to have it. And that includes cleanliness and it includes other things. We have a capital that's very unsafe. You know, we just almost lost a young man, beautiful, handsome guy that got the hell knocked out of him the night before last. And I'm going to call him now. We wanted to give him a little recovery time. We just put a call into him. They're calling back in a little while, but he went through a bad situation, to put it mildly, and there's too much of it. We're gonna do something about it. So whether you call it federalized or what, and that also includes the graffiti that you see, the papers all over the place, the roads that are in bad shape, the medians that are falling down, the median in between roads that's falling down. We're going to beautify the city. We're going to make it beautiful. And what a shame. The rate of crime, the rate of muggings, killings, and everything else, we're not going to let it. And that includes bringing in the National Guard, maybe very quickly, too.
Okay, so that was on Tuesday that he answered that. He hasn't detailed how or when he would federalize D.C. Local law enforcement there and federal agencies, they haven't commented on this situation. But again, yesterday, a Trump administration spokesperson was saying that Washington, D.C. right now is more violent than Baghdad.
Can I tell you, like, I'm not trying to in any way take away from the seriousness of the thing here, that guy getting beat up, just like these people in Cincinnati, it's all horrible. But I just love the Trump just off-the-cuff statements, because he'll just start adding things. Blah, blah, blah. He was a beautiful guy, handsome guy. And then, blah, 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 blah. I called him. We're expecting a call back. It's totally irrelevant to what he's telling.
It's like when he was
him.
on with Joe Rogan and went off and talked about Tad in the Lincoln bedroom.
Lincoln was sad. Tad had died. Yes, we know. Yes, they didn't call it depression.
Melancholy.
It was melancholy. Look, Tad, there's a tiny photo of tiny Tad right over there. That is my favorite part of it. He was a beautiful man, beautiful, handsome guy. Got beat up. I called him. I'm expecting a call back any minute. I don't know when. Any minute. That is the little things in life, Casey, that humor me.
Another thing that is happening, Donald Trump is preparing to sign an executive order, and this allows 401k retirement plans to invest in alternative assets such as private equity, real estate, and cryptocurrency.
Oh,
yeah, well, the move would open up about $9 trillion in 401k markets to previously restricted areas.
Yeah.
Do you think that the average person knows how to wisely invest their money? I mean, that's what they're doing with Social Security, right? They say you're not smart enough to do it, so we're going to do it for you.
Yeah, we should call our friend Bill Demery and see what he thinks about that. They always say consult your trained financial advisor. I mean, look, it's your money, it's your market, it's your thing. But here's the problem. If I don't got to bail you out if it don't work, then do whatever. You do you. The problem is I got to bail these people out. Every time something goes down, I end up having to bail somebody out. Auto industry goes down. Take money from Rob. The housing industry goes down. Take money from Rob. In fact, they're not taking money from me anymore. They're taking money from 7 generations from me now. So
in the future.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing. If I don't got to bail you out, it's like the seatbelt people. Should you wear a seatbelt? Of course. Absolutely. It's common sense. I wear a seatbelt. My wife wears a seatbelt. We will always tell my kids to wear seatbelts. But if you want to fly through a windshield, what business is that of mine? As long as I don't have to bail you out with the medical costs. I've always, the smoking. I felt that way about the smoking. If you want to do that, great, but I should have to pay for your health care costs. Like all of these things. I always end up paying for somebody else's problem. And I see myself having to pay for this problem should it occur down the road.
So experts are saying that investors struggle with basic concepts. Adding complex products could do more harm than good. Trump's still expected to sign this executive order sometime today, and that most likely will trigger some regulatory reviews before anything is implemented.
Can I read a comment from the YouTube chat?
Sure.
By the way,
now or later?
Now. I'm just going to read it now. Yeah. It's so strong, I don't want to wait.
Oh, no. Okay.
This comes from Mr. G. Being serious for a minute, I want to thank Rob for talking about how that scumbag Eric Holcomb, he ruined Indiana forever. All that made us Hoosiers are gone. He had scumbag and Eric Holcomb and thanking me in the same set of commentary. We had to move that straight to the front of the line.
He should have sent that at 9 a.m.
Hey,
we talked about nothing else all day.
Is it all right? There was a big announcement, and I thought it was very important. And I know we think, oh, everybody just listens for 3 hours. They don't. We do have an update on these allegations of AI porn being viewed, shared in the Lieutenant Governor's office, and I wanted to.
You want to give that update coming up?
Update, and I thought maybe it might be good for you to read the update that you read at the top of the show as well again.
Oh, sure, we can do that. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hello, we're here with a special guest, Jeff Jr., CEO of Trajan Wealth and filmmaker behind Retirement on the Brink. Jeff, welcome.
Well, thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Jeff, you've been in finance for a long time. Why make a movie?
Well, after years of seeing people struggle, we needed better retirement education. And Retirement on the Brink, it offers real actionable insight.
Well, it's a documentary that's resonating with folks. I know it did with me.
Yeah, that's right. Real stories from real people as well as industry experts are featured in the film.
Many of our listeners have their own financial stories. Jeff, what's the biggest takeaway from Retirement on the Brink?
Well, retirement planning isn't just about numbers. It's about understanding your goals, creating a plan for the life that you want, and finding a trusted advisor to help. And I'll end by saying space is limited, so visit retirementonthebrink.com for VIP access and showtimes.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They say she was kidnapped. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. A silver alert is out for an Indianapolis woman who police say was forcefully taken from her home by her ex-boyfriend, Scion Wheeler. 19-year-old Destiny Williams is described as a short black woman with shoulder-length dreadlocks. A 29-year-old Greensburg man is arrested this week in connection to the fatal shooting of his father. Wyatt Taylor was found in the bedroom with a gun and ammo where his dad Joshua was shot and killed. The Hancock County Prosecutor's Office says there will be no charges filed against police officers who responded to a domestic call about a month ago, which resulted in the shooting death of Ted Feasel. Prosecutor Brent Eaton ruled the shooting justified. And when looking at the upcoming weather in Indiana,
stay cool this weekend, and we look towards that rain chances for early next week.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says the rain might start getting heavy Tuesday, so you'll want to watch out for some areas that might have flooding. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway, because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hi, this is Denny Smith, here to share a great offer from my friend Lance and the team at LD Smith Plumbing. Have you ever run out of hot water halfway through your shower? Yikes! And that's why I recommend tankless water heaters. They provide 24 hours of hot water, lower your energy bills, and take up less space. Right now, LD Smith is offering $1,500 off tankless water heaters through the end of August. Give Lance a call, 317-927-7186, or schedule online at ldsmithplumbing.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Life Church. You know, it's Friday. Is it Friday? Yes, it's Friday. That means Sunday's 2 days away. And if you're looking for a new church home or even a first church home, check out the place we call home, Life Church. You know, we go to the Eagle Creek campus, but Life Church is all across central Indiana, Noblesville, Fishers, Eagle Creek, and Pendleton. Plus, they've got amazing online services, so you can check it all out from the comfort of your own home. Never even have to leave your living room. Life Church is warm. They're welcoming. They'd love the opportunity to meet and welcome you and your family this Sunday. Check them out on the web, lifechurchin.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Since 1983, over 80,000 customers have trusted their home to B-Window.
We're now employee-owned, and that means we treat your home like it's our own.
From energy-efficient windows that can cut your energy costs by up to 50%.
To stylish doors, siding, and custom bathroom models, we have you covered.
And every project is backed by our industry-leading warranty.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at
B-Window,
we mean business.
Hey, you have some uplifting news about electricity, and by uplifting, I mean thoroughly depressing. Go ahead, tell us all about it.
We've talked about this. Electricity costs rising nationwide, could get even higher. This, of course, because of the explosion of the data centers and powering more AI, surging power bills.
Wait.
Our budgets are getting stretched. Everything's more expensive, Rob.
Time out.
Okay.
You're saying these data centers are causing electricity prices to go up? What?
Breaking news.
So wait a second.
Yeah.
We're bringing these things into our communities.
Mm-hmm.
They're gobbling up valuable farmland that's feeding a nation.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving them special tax abatements we don't give to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then for all of that, we're not really getting employees because they, for the most part, don't employ people. We're just getting rising electric bills.
Mm-hmm. So the national average.
Did I miss something?
No, you got it. Huh. You want to keep going?
No. I feel like there must be a, it's like the South Park episode with the underwear gnomes. Steal underwear, something profit. Like there's something in the middle that I've missed here. Because why would we be giving away tax incentives to people that are making stuff more expensive for our people?
Yeah. So the national average for a residential place, electricity rose from $16.41 to $17.47.
What was the numbers?
1641 to 1747. Now, that was nationwide.
Yeah.
So Indiana has seen an 11.5% rise in our electricity costs.
How much?
Well, we're the second highest in the Midwest, 12th in the entire
country. What was
country.
the rise? You said a percentage.
11.5%.
11.5%. So that may not sound like much to you, but think about let's do the math. I mean, it should sound like a lot to you, but if you had a $130 electric bill last month, which depending on what you have in your house, that's not at all out of the realm, or probably a lot more for many people. But let's do a nice round number, okay? Let's say it's $200. If you have an all electric house and you got 5 to 7 people in your house, that's probably not outrageous. That's $20 a month. Extrapolate that over 12 months, $240 a year. It's $240 a year that just disappeared for the exact same service you were getting the year before.
Not necessarily the exact same service.
Oh, no.
It could be worse service
What?
coming up.
Am I getting less electricity?
Well, you could, these AI data centers, they could be draining power.
So not only do I get more expensive electricity, I could get less.
I mean, that's to be determined.
Right. No, but think about the segment we did yesterday where that Austin Bonta, who's the mayor of Portage, and NIPSCO, who's the power provider up there, they had this big rate increase, and his constituents are outraged, as they should be over it. And so he expresses that sentiment and says, hey, we got to fix this system. We can't have these rate increases over and over and over again. You know, it's just like with food, right? Or the rent or the mortgage increase. You're pricing people out of living. We got to do something. What's he get? He gets some crappy text from Ed Soliday, who controls utilities in the House, basically threatening to cut off funding increases to his city if he flaps his gums anymore about the IURC and the rate increases. These are the people running our state. This is how they view you, the consumer. Shut up and pay. The state logo should be shut up and pay. Well, the sign, those signs, those ugly, rotten signs in big letters should say, welcome to Indiana. Shut up and pay. Because that's all our lawmakers view you as now, is somebody who shuts up and to shut up and pay.
Well, obviously, these data centers, they cause huge immediate energy demand. They need grid upgrades. And, the utilities are just going to be passing these costs on to consumers. And did you see the article? Who was it? Who's that movie director? Oh, James Cameron.
Oh, I was just going to start guessing people. I would have got to him about 7.
I'm sorry. James Cameron warned of a Terminator-style apocalypse if AI is weaponized.
Oh, that sounds predictable, both dangerous and predictable.
That sounds like a whole lot of fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of I'll let you go first. You read an important announcement at the beginning of the show, and I thought because we have a lot of people who do listen all 3 hours, but many people who are popping in and out, I thought I would let you behoove you to go ahead and let everybody know what's going on again.
Well, sure, and it's not normally something that we would mention, but because Jim has filled in here on WIBC, our listeners have grown to get to know him.
Real quick, I didn't mean to cut you off. Jim Kehoe, your husband.
Right, everybody knows we're married. We announced it when he took a job with the Lieutenant Governor's office, so just to keep you up to date, we're announcing that, yes, he resigned from his position yesterday with the Lieutenant Governor's office. He did that voluntarily. He was not asked to resign.
Okay, very good. So we want everybody to know that. And the best part about this is Jim is my favorite fill-in guy. And we love all our fill-in people, but Jim and I have struck up a very good friendship over the years, and now hopefully he'll get to return being the fill-in guy to the Kendall Casey show.
Something to look forward to.
Okay, so that was your announcement. Now, in the 9:30 segment, I gave an update on these allegations of AI porn being viewed and shared in the Lieutenant Governor's office. And I wanted to let everybody know again that, look, it's been very frustrating for me the past week as I have watched various people say various things that appear to be in extreme contrast with the facts as I have known them on the ground. And we said, one of the things that is hard about this job is we get information that we aren't yet ready to publicize. And this happens all the time on the show. We have a vetting process. We have things we go through. It's how we, but because we have sources all over the state house. I used the J.D. Vance stuff as an example. Where did that story get broke? Got broke here. Why? We have people in the state house who are huge fans of this show. They're all over the state house Many of them can't speak up publicly, but they give us information. That's how we got that right. That's how we got that first. Whether it was the Bo Baird DUI story, whether it was the Mike Bohacic DUI story, like we do break news quite a bit on this program. And one of the things that's been very frustrating is because there was information we could not yet reveal. It felt like the lieutenant governor's office was in part hiding behind, well, nobody's come out and said they've seen this. It's the media's making this up. They're just inventing this. Isn't it wild that nobody's seen this? Somebody who I've been talking to for the past week now has alleged that they have seen it. And they have on multiple occasions described seeing the video in question, the circumstances under which they viewed the video. And on multiple occasions, I have talked with them about this. On multiple occasions, they have told the exact same story with specific details remaining the same. This person is more than willing to tell this story publicly, hopefully in the near future. And the only thing preventing them from doing so right now is they are currently cooperating with the authorities in this matter. And as soon as that obligation is fulfilled, they have stated they are more than willing to come on and tell the story exactly as they told it to me for the public at large to consume. And I would just say this again, because the lieutenant governor made a definitive statement, both to LaBianco and Tom LaBianco, the guy who broke the story, and he's made the definitive statement, as I recall, at Terre Haute, that this did not happen, that he has done his own investigation, and this did not happen. And if that is the case, the best thing that Micah Beckwith could do right now, not only for himself, but for these people who are alleged to have done this, and for the entire state of Indiana, is to fully present to the public. And by the way, everybody knows Marion County Prosecutor's Office is looking into this. Craig Haggard, the guy whose wife was allegedly the victim of this, stated that. So not only to the public at large, but to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, as soon as possible, present all the information which led you in one day, a weekend day, by the way, to clear your guys. That is the absolute best thing you could do for yourself, for these guys, and for the entire state of Indiana. And I would do that today.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon starting at 3. It's Beer Sample Friday. We're going to have the biggest stories in Indy, but we're going to have the most fun too. 93 WIBC.
Summers in Indy are great, but don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home's built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint. And the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can get 10% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matter Show. You know, many people say life comes down to just a few moments. Now, I'm not so sure about that, but I do know your retirement plan comes down to the proper knowledge and understanding of some very important key dates and ages. So join me this weekend as we discuss all these key dates and ages and the importance behind them so you don't miss out on opportunities or get hit with penalties. The Retirement Money Matter Show airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
So with all the choices of where you could buy your furniture and mattresses, here's why you should purchase your new Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers or Flex Steel Furniture, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy or Stearns and Foster mattresses, or Berlin Gardens and Pollywood outdoor furniture from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Unmatched customer service during and after the sale. Have a service issue, they're just one call away. They deliver and set up for free if you live within 75 miles of their store in Columbus. Saves you hundreds. Family owned, worth the very short drive. ThompsonFurniture.net.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Jeff Chapman here. Your home has a lot of systems. We cover them all. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, and now electrical. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman. ChapmanHeating.com.
Think of it as WIBC on 2x speed. Big opinions, great moments, and just enough chaos. The WIBC Mashup Podcast brings it all together in one fast, fun listen. New episode each weekday. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is our last segment of the week, Casey. You better bring your A game. How about that for a motivational pep
No
talk?
pressure. No pressure. Yesterday, I brought my A game. We were talking about the 4 major cities, and you were getting all worked up. Multiple people have told me, no, you know what? In fact, I'm going to read.
No.
I'm going to read the text
Anonymous
that I got
says.
from Denny Smith. Denny Smith. After yesterday's segment, at this time, talking about the 4 major cities, most people agree that they are New York, L.A., and Chicago, and the debate arises around what is the 4th city.
Right.
And it's open to interpretation, whether you want to say it's based on population, landmass, culture, history, whatever. It's a special city in your heart. You get to determine what do you think is the 4th major city. You and I went back and forth on this.
Right.
Denny Smith texted me and he said, "You are the most patient co-host in America." I would have slapped the ever-living you-know-what out of him. You are wonderful and also so patient. And I said, "Ha, thanks, Denny. He's a handful."
Okay, so a couple things. I think all I said was, lady, make a definitive statement. Because you were trying to go
I
into...
was building up to why I made the decision.
You were going to some big philosophical thing, and I was like, woman, we are up against it. We got to, have an answer here. I was just looking out for yourself. But here's the thing. You don't... On one hand, yes, he's right. Okay, on one hand, he's right. Here's the thing, though. It's and Kev will back me up on this. Kev's a single guy. He's out on the market. If you enter in to any sort of social endeavor with a person you know to be completely crazy, then you don't get sympathy later if you're 3 months down the road, this is awful. This person is completely unhinged. If everyone tried to talk you out of it, including the person you're dating themselves, and said, don't date me, I'm crazy.
You could do better.
You are better than whatever this endeavor is. You don't get sympathy from your friends. I tried to talk you out of this job. On multiple occasions, I was like, dude, your life is too good for this. And you still chose to work here, so you don't get sympathy from the public for you have to go work with Rob every day.
By the way, Denny Smith's 4 major cities were New York, Chicago, L.A., and Atlanta.
You know the one we didn't get really any mentions, or maybe it didn't, I just wasn't paying attention?
You were totally not paying attention. What was it?
Boston.
Yeah.
Did Boston get mentioned by?
Not on the air. I did mention Boston in the article, which you can find right now at WIBC.com.
But am I wrong? You were fully warned of what this engagement was going to look like, both over the Zoom call and when we got together in person. And you still chose. Because this was such a marvelous opportunity to be with this. And Kev will back me up on it, right? People make stupid choices over something that looks beautiful all the time. And you made the right choice. Look at how marvelous your life has been.
Super fantastic. So, Pickle Match. Have you heard of this? Pickle Match. It's a new dating app, and it aims to connect.
Wait. It's called what?
Pickle Match.
What do I even want to know what it is?
Well, it's a dating app, and it aims to connect singles through their shared love of pickleball.
Oh, boy, I had several guesses, and that wasn't even close to being one of them.
You were going to go down the wrong road. I'm glad I kept you between the lines.
Okay, so pickleball is so popular now. I'm guessing this is amongst an older population.
You think so?
Well, isn't that where... So our boss, not to say that he's older, but our boss, David Wood, he loves pickleball.
He does. I mean, I think that's the what he uses to keep in shape.
Yeah. I have never played pickleball. I don't think I've ever actually... I have observed in a park setting people playing pickleball. Have you ever played pickleball?
No, I have not.
Have you ever observed anyone playing pickleball?
No, I have not. I mean, besides, seeing a video of it.
You're such
not in person.
You're such a fun person, though. I'm surprised you have not... And you're such an events-based person. I'm surprised you have not drugged your husband...
To a pickleball match?
To, play at some point. Do you need two people on each side, though, right? Can you play single... pickleball people?
I don't know. See, I don't know a lot about the sport, Kevin. Does it take two?
You can do singles.
You play, don't you?
Yeah.
You've played.
Yeah, I play a lot.
Do you play with older people or people your age?
I have a group of friends that I play with, and they're around my age.
Are there any women?
I would say there's not a ton of single women.
Oh,
I feel like, but it also depends on where you go. That could just be the park that I go to.
Somebody in the YouTube chat said, "Can you imagine the winners on that app?" Hey, you guys better be nice.
You could sign up for Pickle Match. So the users, they can create profiles, and it'll feature their skill level and their favorite pro players and also their preferred courts. And you can meet on the court first if you'd like, before you...
Oh, like you meet up instead of I met you at a local
coffee
tavern.
Shop. Right.
Oh, you went with coffee shop. I went with tavern. That's perfect. So instead of coffee shop, tavern.
Instead of a bar.
Saloon.
Right. You meet at the pickleball court.
On the court.
Right, on the court. And they say that this is designed to break the ice naturally.
Kevin's emphatically shaking his head no.
I think that's a bad first date idea.
Why?
Because you don't really have a chance to get to know the person. You're on the opposite sides of the court.
But don't you think it would be less like a job interview? Than, like a first date.
What date are you going on where it's a job interview?
If you go to the coffee shop, people tell me about yourself.
Is that how it goes at the coffee shop?
What do you do for a living?
I mean, I'm all for activity dates. I just don't think
not a first
pickleball
date
is a good one for the first date.
Wait, I want to come back to that. How long? Well, it's been a while since you've dated. You view dating as a job interview? That's how it worked for you?
No, it's not what I view. I think it's what people who are in the dating world view it as, based on what I've seen. Kevin, am I right?
Yeah.
You got to get to know each other, and that entails, tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? What's your family like?
It can feel very formal sometimes.
Yeah. No wonder your generation is so lonely and miserable. That's how you're treating the first date?
Oh, it's screwed up.
Kevin, I have no chance.
I don't think we need any more dating apps too.
Well, so there are some interesting dating apps. There's now the pickleball dating app. I have a set of friends who are very happily married and have been for a long time who met on the Catholic Match. Apparently, that's a dating app where Catholic people get together. There's a farmer website.
Farmers Only.
Is that what it's called?
There's
a farmer website of some sort.
There's a senior one, too. I don't know what that is. But
Still Alive.
I think with the Catholic one and the farmer one, I think those are good because you're more likely to find someone that you have a lot in common with.
But you don't think pickleball is enough to drive you to some sort of sustained success?
Yeah. It's too basic.
Now, I went to a wedding, and the couple met on Hinge, and they put that in their wedding program. That's how they met.
This was years ago. Nah, never mind.
No.
I don't know if I want to go to the weekend like this.
Say more words, please.
This was years ago.
This is getting good.
I've come a long way.
Wow, this is getting good.
God has worked in my life in wonderful ways. I went out with the girl for a series of dates, and we had a very good mutual friend, and she was like so cheering for this. And then it didn't work out, and she asked her director, she's like, you and Rob, it was going so well, what happened? And this was her quote. I'm concerned he will never give up Broad Ripple. She's like, I need someone with a better, more mature future.
Oh, no. Well, tell her you gave it up.
But it wasn't a job interview.
No.
That just sounds like such a terrible, rotten existence. Maybe Kevin's right. Maybe the Gen Z people have figured it out. Loneliness is the way to go.
No. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for listening today. Have a great weekend. It's been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Lately, the market has been making some big moves, and not all in the right direction. If you've been watching the numbers and wondering what it all means for your retirement, you're not alone. At Howard Bailey Financial, we plan for times like this. The truth is, a volatile day on Wall Street can feel a lot different when you're getting closer to retirement. That's why right now is the right time to take a fresh look at your portfolio, and Howard Bailey can help. Are you taking on more risk than you realize? Are you diversified in a way that makes sense for where you are in life? Find out today with the help of our free Market Volatility Guide. Visit retirewithpurpose.com to download your free guide and learn more about what market shifts may mean for you. That's retirewithpurpose.com. Together, let's make sure your plan is built to weather whatever comes next. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Dietl. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Sarah in Fountain Square had to say about working with Mark Dietl. After investing in a property in Fountain Square, I ran into some financial trouble and needed to sell the place fast for maximum dollars. I hired the Mark Dietl team, and they were able to sell my property within weeks over list price. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year, or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up.
This is scary for her, and this is extremely scary for the family members of this victim.
Our motion's not going to be very fast.
Refused to allow me to call 911 to have that patient sent to the hospital.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
An act of violence and the consequences that follow. Mostly sunny and 84 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 12 noon. A woman is in danger. Police in Indianapolis say her ex-boyfriend kidnapped her. With more on that, here's Ryan Hedrick.
Police now say they're looking for a second person who may have been involved in kidnapping Destiny Williams at gunpoint Friday morning.
This is scary for her, and this is extremely scary for the family members of this victim.
Indy Metro Police Officer Tommy Thompson says the main person involved in this has a history of violence against women and police officers.
When we slow it down and we work with our training and our time distance barriers, and it's utilizing those training methodologies that have changed over the years to try and get that better outcome. That's what we want. We don't want this to be something that it doesn't need to be.
He says a statewide silver alert is now in effect.
We had to meet some criteria. Obviously,